Touch it down, cut to the crowd, going too insane. The pride and passion, how we feel about this Eagles team. And you can say whatever, if you doubt us, use a brazen lane. Nobody like us, we don't care, and that's the crazy thing. Love makes the grass grow, we live and die by this crazy game. You lose when Kenny gains, well covered Devonta claims. 50-50 ball, he gon' take it and all you get is frame. Posterage, you guys, Saquon juking his speed through. Reverse hurdle, Quadzilla hurt him for yards, they feelings too. Jake already know at some point we gonna be needing you. Things happen, let's move forward, we still believe in you. Kellen, we gotta kill him, show him how high the Eagles flew. Sirianni keeping them focused, that's what great leaders do. The city wants y'all to win because you deserve and need it too. Hella high water, go birds and go make your dreams come true. One more step, Saquon take them to ground and pound town. One more yard, Jalen make them reset the downs now. One more throw to Devonta Grainer, AJ Brown. One more win, and we taking away the game's crown. One more sack, Sweaty give him a taste of cold ground. One more hit, Brandon take it away, it's ours now. One more pick, CJ breaking and being zone bound. One more win, and we get the parade in our. They say the defense wins championships, that's what the chatter be. Well, the Eagles got one hell of a unit equipped for battling. Vic Fangio is the mastermind of the savagery. Young talent mixed with hard-nosed old school mentality. Mayhem and destruction, the Warriors earn the Valerie. Brandon Graham strips like of Jalen Carter's brutality. You want none with the Teflon Bond, king of the tackling. If Nolan gets penetration, quarterbacks is the casualty. Listen, I'm not about to give a rambling speech, but we gon' have to put these Eagles to commanders and chiefs. We the true beasts of the East, we're here to hunt and to eat. If you try to get in our way, you become a part of the feast. Compete, you shall not pass on big play slay. That reception turned interception, thanks CJGJ. Defended plenty of receivers, bet a lot of them say that they hated accommodations at Guantanamo Bay. Don't forget the vanilla thrillers in the secondary. Cooper Jean hit me like what he did to Derrick Henry. Like his shit, he know the script, keep opposition at bay. Milton Davis shoved through the anchors, move him out of the way. Hit him hard, protect the ball and let the violence display. The locker room is the safe place where the option to stay. Hell yeah, we're Eagles fans, that's what we're proudest to say. With that Philadelphia fire when you got it Sunday. One more step, Saquon take him to ground and pound town. One more yard, Jalen make him reset the downs now. One more throw to Devonta Grainer, AJ Brown. One more win, and we taking away the game's crown. One more sack, Sweaty give him a taste of cold ground. One more hit, Brandon take it away, it's ours now. One more pick, CJ breaking and being zone bound. One more win, and we get the parade in our town. Yeah. Let's go Birds. Really stand up, we got this.
So that's what y'all want to see, huh?
We got some unfinished business to handle.
You already know how we want it. You already know how we want it.
We're going to enjoy this. This is special. We've done a lot of specials like we talked about. But one more step, right? One more step.
Playoff football, baby! Yeah. Guys dream about this! Yeah. We don't choose the schedule, we don't choose the time, the place, we don't choose the opponent.
Hey yo, it's Super Bowl or bust.
I choose
Either you with us or you not.
from the first snap to the
205,
last
stand up.
Talk them out
Philly.
and make him remember your name. Let's go.
You know you haters never thought that you would see us in another one. We about to go the distance like Jalen pitching and Saquon runs. Heavy, we already down setting, let your defense come. And they gon' hit a brick wall and crumble into pieces cause war in the trenches about strength and inches, you getting none. Tell them about that O-line boss, piece to the Eagles front. Nothing can save you when you subject to an Eagles hunt. Got it over the middle, getting just what the people want. First down and move the chains, hurts the Brown through the fade. Eagles touch it down, cut to the crowd, going too insane. The pride and passion, how we feel about this Eagles team. And you can say whatever, if you doubt us, use a brazen lane. Nobody like us, we don't care, and that's the crazy thing. Love makes the grass grow, we live and die by this crazy game. You lose when Kenny gains, well covered Devonta claims. 50-50 ball, he gon' take it and all you get is frame. Posterage, you guys, Saquon juking his speed through. Reverse hurdle, Quadzilla hurt him for yards, they feelings too. Jake already know at some point we gonna be needing you. Things happen, let's move forward, we still believe in you. Kellen, we gotta kill him, show him how high the Eagles flew. Sirianni keeping them focused, that's what great leaders do. The city wants y'all to win because you deserve and need it too. Hella high water, go birds and go make your dreams come true. One more step, Saquon take him to ground and pound town. One more yard, Jalen make him reset the downs now. One more throw to Devonta Grainer, AJ Brown. One more win, and we taking away the game's crown. One more sack, Sweaty give him a taste of cold ground. One more hit, Brandon take it away, it's ours now. One more pick, CJ breaking and being zone bound. One more win, and we get the parade in our. They say the defense wins championships, that's what the chatter be. Well, the Eagles got one hell of a unit equipped for battling. Vic Fangio is the mastermind of this.
We're live. What's up?
What up? I don't know who we're saying what up to. I don't know if anybody's here yet.
Let me check.
Welcome to part one of the Quarterback Factory Show draft preview, amongst other things. Guys, it's been about what? This is our first show in 2 weeks.
couple weeks, yeah.
That's got to be
Couple
longer
weeks?
than 2 weeks now.
No, I think we skipped
Longer?
2 weeks. I think
we
we
gave
skipped
up
2
on it a
weeks.
little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was longer. It felt long. It feels longer than that.
It does. It always feels long.
I miss
when
you
don't get
guys,
to see
man.
you guys and talk to all of our friends like Jonas and Dave and Miss Lopez and Justin. Well, I see Justin a lot, but
I'm
you
sure
know,
they'll join us. There's one
guys
person
get
watching
bitches.
right now. I'm not sure who it is, but
Justin probably
keep it
isn't
in
going to
mind.
be watching because there's a UFC fight on tonight, and he's a big combat sport guy.
Okay.
But
I dig it. I dig it.
I'll be popping in and out on
Yeah,
Adriana's tablet,
the Bass
seeing what's
Fishing
going on.
Invitationals were on, but I couldn't. I'm gonna have to miss this one.
I'm sorry to hear that,
Miss
but you know
what?
what? Your sacrifices will not be in vain. I think we're gonna have a solid show tonight talking about the future.
Bass Fishing Invitationals.
Listen, that's enthralling television, dude. That's enthralling fucking
No, fishing
television.
season has come up though. It's coming up. I'm kind of excited to go fishing.
Tis the season. Tis the
You
season.
don't watch fishing. Shut up, Dan. You unless it's your own fishing.
Yeah, that is true.
Everyone loves a home movie. Everyone loves a home movie. True.
It is true.
Yeah,
That is true.
True. How you guys feeling, man? We're less than 2 weeks away from the draft, and
I'm excited. I'm stoked.
I mean, it's rumor fucking city out here this
Yeah.
time of year.
Sure
it
is.
really is. It's unnamed sources galore, and this expert and that expert and this one and fucking that one, and my cousin knows somebody that coached this guy when he was in JUCO, and he has serious characters. It's all a
Yep.
bunch of smoke screens and crazy shit.
Yeah. What gets me too is
do.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
No, it's just the only thing we can do realistically, unless there's like a huge red flag, is just trust the fucking tape. Trust
Yeah.
what your eyes see. If you look at somebody and they look the part and they have a history of production behind them and they test well and all of that shit, then maybe he's going to be a good player. And you just kind of got to fucking roll with it. Because we saw what happened when character concerns make a player slip. Jalen Carter. That guy would have been probably a number one pick, at worst top 3 pick in any given year. His character concerns, whatever the hell you want to call it, the stuff that was surrounding him led us to a fucking Super Bowl. A fucking Super Bowl. But we don't make the Super Bowl without Jalen Carter balling his ass off in that Rams game.
Agreed.
So, trust the fucking tape. Trust the tape. And don't listen to Mel Kiper or Todd McShay.
Unless they're listening to you. Unless they're listening
They
to
could
you.
be listening to me, but odds are if they are listening to me, they're getting smoke blown up their ass by someone's agent who's paying them a little bit of money to push them up the draft boards.
Yeah.
Because that is not even like, that's not tinfoil hat, Sean. That's like
Yeah.
real deal shit.
Yeah. Why listen to sound logical knowledge when you can get paid?
Yeah. Listen, dude, if we're ever at the point where someone's fucking agent says, hey, listen, I'm going to slide you 10 grand to tell everybody that's following you that this kid is, a freak athlete and an honor student and the whole 9 and 10, everything that you can say about him, best believe that kid is.
Hey, 27% of that goes to you.
Exactly. That's $2,700 in my pocket. You know what that is? That's 2 fucking mortgage payments.
Thanks for your hard work, Sean.
Right? That's a lot of house renovations done for $2,700, baby. So, best believe I can be bought.
You hear that?
So,
You hear that? All you
if any
listeners
of our,
out there?
if any of our followers know somebody that knows somebody in the industry and they want to buy me off. Now's
Up
the
and
time.
coming
'Tis the season.
agents.
Yeah, I welcome all agents and draftees, families. I don't give a shit. You feed me something with a little bit of money, I will report it right back here.
Hell yeah.
All right. So, but don't ever question my integrity.
Ever again.
All right, guys. How are we feeling? The free agency's really like calmed down and it's quiet. It's quiet. This is the calm before the storm. I mean, how do you guys feel about the Eagles right now at this exact moment? How do you feel about the roster construction and where we are?
I mean, it's just been different as in years past, in my opinion. It's just like, not for you, obviously. You do the whole thing, man. But it's just like, for me at least, like the casual waiting for draft day. It's like, I don't know, you got the 32 pick. We've been roughly running around like the up to the 20s and lower kind of deal, like years past. So like it's just this year it's kind of like different. It's like you're kind of like trying to puzzle in more pieces now instead of just we need to start drafting and win a Super Bowl. We're more of drafting. Let's win another Super Bowl.
Let's not have a hangover.
It's kind of
Yeah.
No.
Let's build for the future. Let's build around this core that we have. That
So
has
it's
already
win now.
proven
It's not
success.
as prior years of, maybe take the best player and stuff like that. So.
I think I agree with that, Dan, 100%. As the same point of view as you, the casual draft guy, the one that's just, I'll react off of everyone else's reaction because I don't really know anybody, or unless Sean has told me something. But I agree with that, and I think part of the excitement coming in, obviously after winning the Super Bowl, that is the biggest thing. We just won a Super Bowl. Holy shit! What a relief. Let's continue this. Let's do it again. We have the core. The 32nd pick is never felt so good, right? That last pick is just a wonderful feeling. But I think one of the things that I am thinking about this year is that I haven't thought about much in previous years, or at least I'm thinking about more now, is that our ability to. Oh, Cowboy Chris says, "Where's Brendan?" All caps. He's pissed. We'll get to you later, Cowboy Chris. But
Cowboy Chris, if you stick around for a while,
Brendan will be here soon.
I'm gonna be mentioning one of your boys in the near future. So
yeah, we'll be talking some draft talk. But I'll get my thought out. I will splurge what is coming out of my head right now. I'll finish it up, I promise. One of the things I'm thinking about is like having these late draft picks, and picking up these sort of just bodies for camp, or these building pieces, these kind of like nobodies in free agency, sort of. I'm thinking to myself, Chris says, "You guys are my heroes." We love you, Chris. God damn it, Chris!
You're an alright dude for a Cowboys fan.
You keep throwing me off. But so what my point is that we have that ability to, the team, the coaching, the leadership of this team has that ability to foster somebody who is like maybe not. Everybody in the draft is a freaking top prospect in a ridiculous region. They just are muddled. They're a needle in a haystack of a bunch of top prospects. So I feel like the leadership and the coaching of this team can really work with that better than other teams can, I think. Or not all teams, but I think other teams can do that, but not many. I don't think many teams can do that. And you look at Stoutland, right? Stoutland is like the prime example in the Eagles coaching staff that can take something and make something out of nothing, almost. Like, Mailata or whatever, and just take whatever low. And look, I'm looking at the people that they're picking up at free agency too. They're all like former like first, second round picks who kind of busted, right? They're first, second round picks who kind of busted. I think the Eagles are looking at that in an egotistical way, thinking like, oh, we can work with that. This guy is a former first round pick. He's got the genes. He's got the talent. He's got what it takes to be a first round pick. It just didn't quite work out. We can work with that and mold that or something, possibly. And it's like a, low risk, high reward type thing, I guess.
Are you calling Howie Roseman a toxic girlfriend? I can fix him, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, I get it. No, I listen, 100% agree with what you're saying. The Eagles are in a position where the culture and the coaching staff here can take chances on those guys in free agency who, might not have panned out before, but, they were either athletic specimens that had injury issues, or they kind of, flamed out once they got to the NFL, or they were college studs that never really got a chance to crack the roster because they were buried on someone else's depth chart, all that kind of shit. And when you have a talented roster, like we have, you can get those guys and just say, shit, let's throw some darts at a dartboard.
Yep.
It worked with Zach Bond, Zach Bond for me. I mean, if you go back in our chats from the 2020 draft,
Yeah, I remember.
I was back there. I was talking about Zach Bond. I was saying, I'm like, I was actually mad about, I forget what the pick was, but ironically, I think it was Jalen Hurts because we still had Wentz, and Wentz was coming off that really strong 2019 season. And I was like, we could have had a fucking stud like Zach Bond, who he was at Wisconsin. He was stud off-ball linebacker. Came to the league, got put as a fucking edge rusher, buried in New Orleans, and then he comes here and look at him, stud off-ball linebacker, first team All-Pro, cashed in on the biggest contract that the Eagles have ever signed an off-ball linebacker to.
Yeah.
So, and then for Danny's point, I get what you're saying about the we're in a weird spot because for the longest it's just been go BPA, go BPA. And I still think we kind of need to do that. Like there's positions that obviously we need them, and we'll get into that in a little bit, but like if you start reaching for need, a lot of times you end up missing out on a great player potentially. So it's in my brain, it's like, okay, is corner a need? Not really. Ringo has shown some promise, and obviously we have two fucking studs with Coop and Quinyon Mitchell. All three guys are young, and all three guys are cheap under contract. But if, with talent like Will Johnson, a cornerback out of Michigan, I'm not saying there's any world he would fall to us, but who's, someone that we see as a top 15 talent pretty much across the board, were to fall to us at 32, you have to draft him. It's the onus is on you to go out and take that best player available. Because, we might miss out on a defensive tackle that we need. But is that defensive tackle going to be better in the long run than Will Johnson would be, even though we have a bigger need at DT? You get what I'm saying? So when you start reaching like that, that's when you can fuck yourself. You can fuck yourself trying to be the smartest guy in the room. We've seen it happen to multiple teams multiple times. It's happened to the Eagles in the past. Think about Danny Watkins. Offensive line was a need for us at that point. We reached and we whiffed. It is what it is. And I think there was, I'm pretty sure, was his now Cameron Jordan, defensive end from the Saints, was in that draft. Could have had some. He's still in the fucking league, still productive. He's he's New Orleans BG. So he's it's just, you don't want to reach on a guy because you feel like you need to address that position. If he's there, great. If there's two guys that you have similarly rated on your draft board and one of them is in a position of need, if you have like the 26th best guy on your draft board who's a corner, or the 28th best guy on your draft board who's an edge rusher or a safety, and they're both there, sure, go for the guy you need. But if there's a huge gap in talent between the best player available and the next guy at a position you need, you go for the best player available.
Mm-hmm.
You got it. And
I think
that's my little rant.
I think they learned from that. I mean, when's the last time they did that? Really, was Danny Watkins, right?
Maybe Marcus Smith, but I mean that draft was just fucking bad, dude. The 2014 draft was just
Marcus
not
Smith
a good draft at all.
And all the hype was all we heard that is him breaking the Reggie White record or something like that, or getting close.
Oh no, that was Derek Barnett.
Derek Barnett, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He did break. He broke his college record, right? Reggie White's college record.
He did at Tennessee. Most sacks in Tennessee program history.
Yeah. And he recovered the best fumble in Eagles history. So
he did. I mean, that play alone,
jumping on that ball
makes the pick worth it.
Yeah.
Shit, we're not getting into fucking trenches this week. Trenches is next week because that would have been a great segue to one of my favorite players in the draft. Hold on 1 second, my fucking heater just kicked on.
We can't hear your heater if that's what you're worried about.
Oh yeah, to me it was loud as fuck.
Oh, okay. That's all right. Save money. So turn the heater off.
Next week for all of our trenchmen and trench ladies, trenchmen and trench women. Next week is going to be where we get into the big beefy. Yes, the trench folk. The trench folk. Yeah, the trench folk.
I'm putting that as my pronoun. Trench folk.
Trench folk. I like that. I like that. I think I'm gonna start using that too. I'm gonna put it in my Twitter bio. I don't have Twitter, but I'm gonna fucking make one.
Twitter
And I'm gonna
doesn't
put
even
it in
have
my
Twitter
Twitter
anymore.
bio. Trench folk, trenchmen. Man. So, I mean, guys, this week we're gonna be talking about some of the sexier positions and positions that don't
The
smack you in the
quarterback?
face of need. No.
But we're a
What's
quarterback, but
next?
we're just a quarterback factory show.
Yeah, this
Well, I think
QBFS.
we're in a. I mean, listen, reports out of
We
New
got to
Orleans are
replace
that
Pickett,
Carr might
man.
not play this year. Carr might not play this year, and I mean, Kellen Moore's the coach down there, and the Mormon missile is just sitting there. I could see Howie pulling some shit off on draft night
I mean, it's got to.
and somehow weasel his way.
I
Yeah,
mean,
he could
somebody's
weasel his
going to
way
have to
into a fucking
overpay.
day 2 pick.
Somebody's going to have to overpay for Mormon Missile. I'm saying.
Oh yeah,
That's the only way it happens.
dude.
And
we've
seen it happen
the
before.
Saints before. We have fleeced the Saints before.
Yeah.
I know that's what I was just about to say. That I feel like we just please
Like
It's not out of the picture.
there is at least a 50-50 chance that Howie Roseman has some very compromising pictures of the New Orleans Saints owner and front office
Nice.
because there's just no other fucking way, dude. There's
Yeah.
no other way we get away with the shit we do with them. But yeah, I wouldn't be. All jokes aside, though, I would not be shocked to see Tanner McKee move because of where his draft stock is. You know, you got to worry about, mobile quarterback with Jalen Hurts, the injury possibility. But, I mean, listen, if the value's there, if we're talking a day 2 pick or like McKee and like a 5th rounder to move up into the 3rd round, you got to fucking pull the trigger. You got to pull the trigger. Oh, man.
Dude.
Do not be shocked if you see
Quarterback
how we
factory
make
show.
a move. We are. So, all right, I'll tell you.
Oh, Cowboy Chris says, hashtag tank for Jeremiah Smith.
Tank for Jeremiah Smith, that's his strategy? I mean, listen, bro. I would not want to see the Cowboys twice a year if that happened. That kid is a fucking baller. A baller.
When's is he
Quarterbacks though?
next year draft or something? I don't know anything about him.
Next year. Next year?
He also
Next year or
says
the year after.
He also says
I don't
DJ from Florida State has all the traits, but is just ass. Wouldn't be a bad idea bringing him in as a camp arm that could develop.
Yeah. I mean, I don't love. Maybe as like a day 3 flyer. Maybe it's like a day 3 flyer, but I just don't see it. I don't see it translating to the pros. I just don't. That's me personal. I'm not the end all be all, and my quarterback hit rate in the past ain't that great. Just being God's honest with you guys. I thought that Trevor Lawrence was the end all be all, and I'm wrong. I also called Trey Lance being a fucking bum, and I was right. It's a 50-50. It's a coin flip. It's a fucking coin flip.
You also wanted Zach Vaughn instead of Jalen Hurts.
I did, which, I mean, why not both? Best of both worlds,
That's right.
baby.
That's right.
We get
Why
the best
not
of
both?
both worlds. We get the best of both worlds. Don't
not
be
both?
shocked if we do some serious fucking moving on draft night, on draft weekend at this point, because we are slated to have, I think, 20 draft picks in these next 2 drafts, and 8 of them are what they call premium picks, which are top 100 picks. So, for you guys that may be watching that aren't like super familiar with draft lingo, a premium pick is a day 1 or day 2 pick in the top 100. Those are, you're getting your crack at the top 100 draft eligible players in the nation. Those are the guys where, you gotta hit. They have to be contributors. They have to be your stars. They have to be your key backups. They just have to fucking contribute to the team. Mm-hmm. Day 3, those are special teams guys, athletic flyers, people that, have that high upside, people that might have flashed, but their draft stock came down, guys coming off injuries, stuff like that. Those premium picks, though, that's where you build your roster, as we've seen in these last couple of years, which, hitting on those premium picks does for a team. Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, Quinn Young, Coop, Jalix Hunt, those are the guys that you get, and They're the ones that you need to play and contribute on that, you know what I mean, on that roster within the first 2 years of them being on the team.
Yeah, I'm a big Jalen Hunt fan. I like that guy.
I really like him.
He's got an awesome name too.
Last year was only his second or third year playing in the trenches. He was a fucking safety. So he's only gonna get stronger. He's only gonna get smarter. He's gonna be going up against Jordan Mailata and fucking Lane Johnson, working with those guys in camp.
Yeah.
BG and Josh Sweat were in his ear all year last year, talking to him, coaching him up, getting him fucking ready. I have no doubts that BG is going to be around the team, coaching these guys up, getting them ready. He's, in my mind, obviously he's taking a step back from the game, but I think he's going to be a coach without the title next year.
Oh yeah,
realistically.
He basically said that.
So,
if you saw his going away video, he basically said that. He's gonna be in the cafeteria every day.
Yeah, he ain't going away.
I'm also gonna miss Sweat too. I'm gonna miss Sweat.
I know.
I'm not gonna like seeing him getting. I'm not gonna want to see that sack celebration in a different uniform. I'm not gonna want to see it.
Especially with fucking Arizona, Jonathan Gannon, gross.
Yeah, it is gross.
That fucking sucks.
Oh.
All right.
Jonathan Gannon, he makes me. He just him speaking out about. I think he said. But anyway, he's basically said he's not voting against the tush push ban, but he just strikes me as a guy who will say that shit and you know
weasel.
he'll say that shit, but he'll do the opposite. You know, that's who he strikes me.
He's such a little fucking weasel. I hate that fucking dude. I hate him.
When I was reading that shit, that's what I was thinking about. I was like, man, one of these motherfuckers is lying, and it's probably Gannon.
Hate him. What a fucking punchable face on that motherfucker. God, dude.
What was that video he did? Rockets, pew, 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 or some shit like that.
God.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
I don't even want to talk about that fucking guy. It just brings back bad memories.
Moving on.
Moving on. All right. Do we have any new viewers or comments before I start diving into this shit?
Nope.
Let's get it.
Because once my Rain Man shit starts, it don't stop.
Yep.
Okay, now I'm gonna leave it up to us. I'm gonna leave it up to you guys because this is a democracy, the Quarterback Factory show. Do you want me? We're gonna be covering safeties and tight ends tonight. 2 positions of need. If I had to break it down in the list of quote unquote needs for the Eagles, I would say defensive end, defensive tackle, safety, tight end, and offensive guard, in that order. Tonight, we're going to be going over safeties and tight ends. Gentlemen, would you like me to hit on safeties first or tight ends first?
Get the tight ends out the way.
Get them out of the way?
Yeah.
Fine with me.
I'm with it.
Because I feel like the safety is more of.
4.
I mean, unless somebody falls, I don't think they're going to take a gamble on it, but I feel like safety is going to be more.
No, I agree. I'd have to agree with you on that. It's, but anything's fucking possible in a world where Howie's signing fucking running backs and linebackers to massive extensions. It's just a total fucking change of direction from the positions we usually prioritize.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So going tight end or safety in the first round would both be a revelation. I don't know if we've drafted a tight end or a safety in the first round in my lifetime. I can't remember one.
I don't think this would be the first time they would be drafting if they do draft the safety. First time they'll ever draft the safety. That's wild, man.
For such an important
I think
position.
in the first round, right?
Mm-hmm. We've seen the importance of safety play.
Yeah.
With our own fucking eyes. Every year that we've made a Super Bowl in our lifetimes, we have had really strong safety play.
That's true.
Whether it be 2004 with Dawkins and Michael Lewis, whether it be 2017 with McLeod and Malcolm Jenkins, 2022 with CJ GJ and a mix of Epps and Blankenship, or this past year with CJ GJ.
That McLeod signing, man, that was if you go back to it now, that's a pretty
Oh yeah,
pretty crazy. Like man, like awesome signing,
super.
and
That was
huge
super
signing.
important
Like man, like
because
he was a
you know, and that having McLeod, it's the McLeod and Malcolm thing is kind of like what we had this last year with Reed and CJGJ. They play off each other so well. One of them can, CJGJ was able to just play center field and roam while Reed Blankenship kind of, played underneath. And Reed kind of played the Malcolm Jenkins role where CJGJ played the McLeod role, and there's a lot of parallels. Man, there was a lot of parallels between the 2017 team and the 2024 team. But I digress. I digress. All right, let's get the fuck into talking about tight ends.
Let's do it.
We have had exceptional tight end play pretty much my entire cognizant life of being an Eagles fan. Outside of the few years of, oh God, who was our tight end when I was a kid? I can't even
LJ
tell you. It was
Smith.
Keith. No, 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 no. I go back before LJ. I go back to Chad Lewis.
Okay.
Chad Lewis was
Chad
my
Lewis.
man, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we've had Pro Bowl level talents at tight end pretty much the entire time I've been an Eagles fan. From Chad Lewis, we had that little gap with LJ. He wasn't great, but then Brent Selleck, and then Zach Ertz, and then Dallas Goedert.
Yeah.
It seems like if Dallas Goedert's on the roster this year, it's going to be his last year as an Eagle. Just, the writing seems to be on the walls. And we need to address tight end. It's important. You know what I mean? It's the safety valve of the offense. It's the only person on offense that is expected to block like an offensive lineman, catch like a wide receiver, and fucking run with the ball like a running back. When you have one of those guys, it's invaluable. But truth of the matter is, Dallas Goedert is injury prone. He's going to be 31 by the end of next season, and he's going to be expensive because, when you're a consistent top 10 tight end in this league for a while, people are going to pay you. We saw it with Zach Ertz after he left here. We're like, all right, he's on the tail end, but that motherfucker's gotten 2 contracts since he's left here and played pretty well. So I think Dallas Goedert is going to go, but again, another guy, no ill will. We got 2 guys that I would like to see in the first or second round. First round pick, potentially, is Colston Loveland. He is out of Michigan, 6'6", 250 pounds. He's got the size, dude. He's got the size. And for a while, pretty much all of last year and coming into this season, he was almost a lock to be the first tight end taken. Then Tyler Warren out of Penn State emerged, and people are talking about him like he's a top 12, top 15 lock at this point. Tight ends don't really get a premium tag on them, so you're really only going to see 1, 2, maybe 3 tight ends in an extremely deep year. So Colston Loveland could very well get pushed down to us. Like I said, he's 6'6", he's 250. Really, really good athlete for his size, man. Like, I'm talking like sub 4.7, 40-yard dash, fucking soft hands, really polished route runner. And he runs angry. Like, if you go and watch this kid's highlights, when he has the ball in his hands, he runs like Dallas Goedert, just that nasty, like, go ahead and try to tackle me. Like, corners are too small and linebackers are too slow type of attitude. And I love that. I love that. And he's got that positional diversity where he can play in line. He's, not a wonderful blocker, but he's willing and he's got the size. And, a couple weeks at Stoutland U could do him up right. But he can play in line, he can play in the slot, or he can split out wide. Some of those formations when Dallas Goedert's all the way on the far side of the field, split out by himself. Same type of thing. I mean, it's weird to say, but he does feel, pretty similar to Dallas Goedert. The flip side of that is also like Dallas Goedert, he had a pretty nasty injury this year. Separated his AC joint, had to get some, decent surgery done. And despite playing, for a blue chip program at Michigan and really only having, 1 or 2 other like dynamic weapons on the field with him during his time there, his college production isn't like, whoa, holy shit. Like if you go and you look at just the stats, it's not going to blow you Like, it's not going to blow you off the map. It's not going to be one of them things where it's like, holy fuck, look at this guy.
Mm-hmm.
But the body is there, the the body's there, the experience is there, excuse me, and the level of competition is there. So if he fell to us at 32, I think that would be a great value pick. And it would be one of those things where it's like, a BPA. You're not going to get many players better than him at pick 32. I think I had him at 24 or 25 in my top 50. So he's, in my opinion, I think he's great value if he falls to 32. Now, there's another guy talking about production that is going to blow your fucking socks off. His name is Harold Fannin Jr. 6'3", 230 pounds, pretty fucking small for a tight end. But when you see his numbers, it's like, it's hard to fucking to deny the guy. This year alone, he had 117 catches.
What's up, Mr. Carver?
Yo.
What up?
He had 117 catches for 1,555 yards and 10 touchdowns. That's ridiculous numbers in the pros, let alone in college for a tight end. My favorite stat about him is that he has had 177 targets in his college career, and he's only got 2 drops. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, listen, hands are one
what
thing
round
to
do you think he
translate.
goes to?
I'm thinking he's probably a second rounder.
Yeah.
He's probably a second. We may even have to move up a little bit for him out of pick 64 to grab him. But it's one
So
of
where
those
we're
things.
sitting right now, dude, that's assuming that Loveland and Warren are off the board, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, Fannin isn't a guy I'm taking first round.
Yeah.
He's squarely a second round talent, but he is, I mean, dude, 2 drops and 177 targets, that don't lie. Like, that translates no matter what. If you got soft fucking hands, you got soft hands. And them hands are pillows, baby. Them hands are pillows. And
Nice.
if you watch him run a route, the way he runs routes, it's like, they call it routes on air. It's like, like when you're playing in practice and you just got a guy kind of playing soft off you, so you're allowed to, run your route unimpeded. That's what it looks like every single time. It's just always, it's smooth, it's concise, it's crisp. It's cut on a dime, get upfield, make the catch. Everything looks so easy and textbook to him. But he played for Bowling Green.
Bowling Green.
Bowling Green.
I saw that. I saw the logo first, and I was like, "What fucking school is that?"
You're not playing
like,
World
oh, I've
Beaters
heard
at
of that.
Bowling Green.
I think I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bowling Green is a very pass-happy offense, and you aren't playing fucking World Beaters. He's...
Yeah.
So you got to worry about that shit, dude. You got to worry about that shit. And it's like, all right, like, he might play throughout the course of a season against 7 or 8 guys total that are going to be in the league, and maybe 2 or 3 of those are actually going to be impact players in the league. And he's played, I think he's played 3 games against like top 25 opponents during like his collegiate career, and he averages 141 yards a game. So it's like, okay, like that's good, like that's promising despite playing for the small school, but you just got to be worried about that shit, man. And on top of that, he's 230 pounds. Like that's very light for an NFL tight end by comparison. You have Loveland, who's coming in over 250. Dallas Goedert's running around 250. George Kittle running around 250. Sam Laporta, same thing. But
maybe he's the.
on the
Surprised he
flip
ain't
of
coming
that,
out of Boise State, no?
What'd you say?
I'm just kidding. I was like, surprised he's not coming out of Boise State. Like,
Mr. Carver says, "Yeah, but great tight ends have come from small schools."
He's right. He's right. Antonio Gates went to fucking Kent State. Like
where?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not a.
Is that in Is that in Michigan?
Kent State, I think. Good question. I don't even know where the fuck Kent State is.
Washington State.
Could be.
Sounds right.
No.
Now I'm looking it up.
That sounds good to me. That's Montana. Maybe it's in Montana. I don't fucking know.
Where is Kent State? Obviously, it's in Ohio. You guys, come on. You guys couldn't guess that? Duh.
Well,
Kent, Ohio.
the point of the matter is that you gotta, you're not supposed to scout the helmet. That's,
Yeah.
I was beating my fucking fist on the table for Quinyon Mitchell last year. I was talking to you guys about Quinyon in December, January, and he's a small school guy. They were worried about level of competition and all that stuff. And look at the way he translated.
He's a
The
beast.
the thing that scares me more than the level of competition is that 230 pounds, dude, 6'3", 230. You're like, there's fucking DK Metcalf is bigger than you. Like, there's receivers in the NFL bigger than this guy.
Hey, maybe he's
You know?
he's the Devontae Smith of tight ends.
He could be. He could be. And, a guy like Brock Bowers isn't fucking enormous. He's not a, he's
He
not
sounds like he's in his way. His name, a name like Brock Bowers,
Bowers.
sounds like you should be a big guy, right?
I know, but he's not. He's actually a balding 22-year-old that plays for the Raiders. But he he helped carry my my non-QBFS fantasy team this year. So I don't give a fuck. No, and I just really think that if Fannin is brought in here and he gets a chance to work with Goddard for a year, put on some weight, work on his blocking with Stoutland, and hone his craft, so to speak, and spend a full year getting used to this level of competition, I think he could be not only like a steal for day two, but like the steal of the fucking draft. Because the raw physical gifts may not be apparent with him, but due to his size, and he's not like a 4-5 type tight end, but you can't deny that production. You can't deny 2 drops on 177 targets. Like, you just can't. So, and then as for tight ends, just kind of finish it off, I got some day 3 like sleeper picks.
Mr. Carver says Shannon Sharp was 6'1", 230.
He's not wrong.
Hey, look,
He's not wrong.
kids can come to the NFL. They get a little older. They can gain weight. It's not
Absolutely.
typically not hard to gain weight unless you're named Devontae Smith. But he doesn't need to gain weight anymore. He's all good where he's at.
Especially in an NFL weight room.
Yeah.
I mean, working around those guys. Going to the fucking bro barn with Lane and Landon Dickerson and Jordan Mailata. Yeah. It'll be fine.
Definitely.
You got some day 3 sleepers though, man.
Let's do it.
Terrence Ferguson out of Oregon. He's a tight end out of Oregon. Super
way
productive.
down there.
Yeah.
Well, he's not even on the first page. Sorry.
What'd you say?
I said, damn, he's not even on the first page. I'm on I'm on PFF's big draft board, and I just sorted by tight ends. So I'm trying to find the names that you say. Wait, what's his name again?
Terrence Ferguson.
Yeah,
He is.
He's
ranked,
probably around
he's ranked above Fannin.
Is he?
On PFF he is, yeah.
See, this is where PFF is weird because PFF weighs everything, like blocking and level of competition and stuff like that. PFF is really good for some things, but a lot of times PFF eschews the tape and just goes right to the fucking raw data and analytics.
Yeah,
and
they're like the computer nerds.
exactly.
So, yeah.
It's not a perfect system. And even when I'm like looking at guys and I'm not really sure what to make of them, I'll usually I'll go through like 5 or 6 different avenues to paint a better picture of them. If I can't make like 100% judgment on these guys just from what I've seen with my eyes, I'll check PFF and I'll go look up, what Dane Brugler thinks about him, or what Eric Galko thinks about him, or what this one thinks about him, or what that one thinks about him. I'm like, okay. And then I can kind of, refocus myself and go back in and look at the person. Because it's tough, man.
It's like you said, like you brought up, how with Goddard and stuff like that, and they're traits that we may need that, with the blocking and stuff like that may be different than what people, they're bringing up. So
exactly.
Yeah.
And so it's good insight. I like how you spread it out like that. You can just go down the line and say, hey, this is the best number wise, go down the charts, but it's always good to hear another perspective of maybe this guy blocks better than the other guys. So
And I always try to, because I'm not going to see everything. Like, I only have so much time in the day to, like, go back and look at these dudes. I can only watch so many all 22s and so many game films and so many highlight reels and look up so many fucking measurables and combine scores and shit like that. So getting a chance to be like, ooh, this player looks decent. Let me see what other guys that I respect have to say about it. And then, hopping back in and maybe taking a look at one or two things that I might not have been watching at that exact time. But yeah, Terrence Ferguson, I think he could sneak into day two, like in the back end, like somewhere in like the high 80s to low 100s. But I think that he could potentially be had in the early parts of day three. But he's got the production, he's got the measurables. He comes from big time conference.
He's a duck.
Oregon loves to throw the fucking rock around. So I think that he is a potential pick in day three. I'm not sure if he's going to go day two, but I just threw him in there anyway because it's not a super insane tight end class. So, but it is a really, really good draft for more premium positions like the trenches. So guys like that could get pushed into day three. Another one, and this one's like out of left field. You're probably going to have to fucking scroll for this guy. Thomas Fidane. He is a tight end out of Nebraska. I saw him play twice, and he popped both times. I was watching Nebraska because they have baby Pat Mahomes, as they call him, Dylan Raiola, as their quarterback, and Matt Rule is coaching there, former Temple guy. And this kid popped, man. He fucking popped. Thomas Fidane. He went to the combine and he turned in a 9.37 relative athletic score, which means your broad jump, your 3-cone drill, your 40, your 10-yard splits, your bench press, your vertical, all of that, off the charts. From 1987 to 2025, there's been over 1,000, I think things like 1,400 tight ends that have went to the combine and worked out. This guy was the 87th best athlete out of anybody at the tight end position. So he's a special fucking athlete. Crazy catch radius, long arms. I mean, when you look at him, you're a tight end. Like, you look like an NFL tight end. You have everything that a team would want prototypically in an NFL tight end. But the kid's torn both of his ACLs. He lost almost 2 full years of college football. Tore both of his fucking ACLs. You know who else had pretty nasty injury luck in college? And he's an all-pro? Landon Dickerson.
I mean, he's still injured.
I'm not right. I'm not going to let injuries and bad luck, because injuries are a combo, or, injuries might be preparation and stuff like that, but a lot of the time it's like soft tissue injuries, like muscles that, if a guy's not disciplined enough in the weight room or stretching enough or taking care of his body or hydrated, ACL tears and shit like that, man, sometimes it's just bad fucking luck. Sometimes you just move the wrong way. You cut the wrong way. You get hit the wrong way. But when you see what this kid did at the combine and then you see his game tape and just watch him for a few minutes, he fucking pops off the screen. He pops off the screen, man. He's a serviceable enough as a blocker. He's not the most polished route runner in the world, but I kind of chalk that more up to like a lack of playing time and experience on his part. You can teach somebody how to run a crisper route. You can't teach somebody how to be a freak of nature fucking athlete. So he's a guy, I'm talking, he might be there 6th round, and he's a guy that we could easily fucking scoop up. So that is my top 2 targets for tight end, and my guys that we could see as some sleepers if we decide to wait until later in the draft and go for one of those high upside guys.
Nice.
The reason I didn't mention Tyler Warren is because there's no fucking chance we're getting Tyler Warren. There's just absolutely no chance.
Dude.
The kid's going top 15, and Howie is not moving up for Tyler Warren. If for some reason he falls into our range, that means there's something very, very wrong. So that's...
So look, I have like some of the top tight ends up here with their college stats, and it's fucking hilarious looking when I see all these tight ends, and then this one kid from Bowling Green that's got stats that blow everyone else's out of the water. It's fucking hilarious. Like,
Yeah, isn't it funny?
he's got 117 receptions, 1,500 something yards, 10 touchdowns, and like the only tight end that's even close to those numbers is Warren, and it's not, and it's still under those numbers. It's great. It's just funny as shit to see
By,
that.
by a substantial amount.
Yeah,
By a substantial amount.
Yeah.
I know. You usually don't see crazy production out of college tight ends. Like it's just not really a position. Like if you look back, you look at some of the greatest tight ends of all time. You look at Gronk, you look at Tony Gonzalez, you look at George Kittle, you look at some of like the premier guys of the position. When you see their college stats, it's not like whoa, holy shit. You know what I mean? Harold Fannin, you see the fucking stats, you're like, yo, what the fuck was this kid on?
what's going on? Did you guys drug
Like-
test him?
Like, were you guys playing against like a JV high school team, or what's going on here? Were you guys playing
Yeah.
against the middle school champs of Bowling Green for fucking 12 games this season?
It's just hilarious
Which-
how inflated
Isn't
his
Bowling
numbers
Green
are.
in Ohio too? I think Bowling Green's in Ohio. No, it's not. Alabama?
Where
I don't
is
fucking know.
Bowling Green?
I suck at geography,
Me
dude.
too. Me too. Kentucky. Kentucky. It sounds. I mean, now you say it, like, oh yeah, that definitely sounds like Kentucky. It sounds like a
It
Kentucky
does.
place.
It does.
Harlan
does.
County, Bowling Green.
Yeah, it does sound like Kentucky. I drove through Kentucky once for about 12 minutes.
So here, who
I've never been.
realistically needs, like, would you think a destination for Warren?
For who?
Trying to
For
think.
Warren?
Who's gonna draft?
Yeah,
Who do you
like,
think will draft Warren?
just off the top of your head. I know I know you can look through it, but what do you think? Who would jump in and just try to snag him? That I'm trying to think.
Before
like,
before pick 32.
Indianapolis.
They're picking pretty early, right? What's their pick? What are they,
I think they're like
tens?
top 12. Top 12.
Cowboy Chris is back. He says Bryce Huff breakout season, and he says,
I fucking hope so, bro.
"I know, I know."
Browns, man?
Howie certainly hopes so.
I fucking hope so, man. I hope so. Listen,
Maybe
if he
the
can come
Browns?
in and give us like 6 to 8 sacks and just play good ball, 35% of the snaps, 6 to 8 sacks, I'll fucking take it.
Hell
I'll
yeah.
take it. Anything's better than what we had last
He
year.
also says draft Mason Taylor so I can hit on his auntie. I want Mason Taylor's auntie.
Mason Taylor is one of the guys that was like kind of like the
Now I'm
tweener. It was
Googling.
between him and Harold Fannin for like that day 2 pick. I love Mason Taylor, and Mason Taylor's auntie is oh my god, what the fuck's her name?
Joy.
Joy Taylor, who is Jason Taylor, former Miami Dolphin NFL Hall of Famer's sister. So Mason Taylor is Jason Taylor's son. Just as good of an athlete as his dad. He is friend of the show. Kyle Perkins loves Mason Taylor. The kid's a fucking baller. It was between him and Harold Fannin for my like day 2 tight end potential pick. I'm a little bit more partial to Fannin because of the explosiveness and the catch rate. That's it. Like that's really the only thing. It's just Mason Taylor's probably just as good of an athlete. It's just those pop plays. Fannin has a couple more of them, and again, that drop rate. I mean, drop rate is everything as a pass catcher. It's everything as a fucking pass catcher because you can be all world everything. You can be, as fast as Tyreek Hill and built like fucking DK Metcalf, but if you can't catch the ball, you're fucked. You're fucked. Which was Jalen Rager's biggest.
I was
red
about to
flag.
say, it sounds like you're describing Jalen Rager.
Uh-huh. Jalen Rager's biggest red flag was that drop rate.
Anyway,
No one's
Aunt
fucking-
Joy. Thanks for pointing that out, Cowboy Chris. I like that.
Honestly, she would let Chris hit. She would let Chris hit from allegedly due to the reports that have come out recently.
I knew I recognized her face. She was in the news at some point.
Hey Blanco, you want to do me a favor, bud?
Yeah.
While you're perusing the internets,
Oh yeah.
can you look up what Thomas Fidane's ranking is amongst tight ends?
Is it Fidone?
Fidane.
I'm seeing O.
Fondue.
Oh yeah? Did
Yeah.
I fucking I must have typed that wrong or written that down wrong. I thought
Yeah,
it was Fidane.
Fidone 2, right? Thomas Fidone
I've been
2.
pronouncing. Yep, I've been pronouncing this kid's name fucking wrong for weeks
I
now.
mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they pronounced it Fidane with an O. I don't know how these
Fuck
names
if I
nowadays.
know.
So what do you want me to look up again?
I just want to see like where he is in
Oh,
rankings as opposed to
in PFF he is 178. PFF rank 178.
overall.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's like way below the last guy you talked about, which was Fannin.
Terrence Ferguson.
Well,
and
yeah,
Harold
Ferguson.
Fannin.
They have Ferguson one above Fannin on tight ends,
Okay.
but there's another board I have open called Tankathon, and Fidone's not even on here. They stop at Mitchell Evans.
Holy shit. Yeah, that's a deep cut. That's a deep cut, boys. But keep the name in mind. Keep the name in mind.
Fidone.
You guys have any questions? Any
Fidone.
more questions about any more questions about these tight ends?
Fondue.
I like Dan's question where you think Warren's gonna go. That was good. All I will say is if if Loveland is there at 32, you think that's it. That's the pick. No matter who else.
Depends.
Well, no matter
No, it
out of
depends.
your
It depends on-
out of your safety
there's-
prospects, if your favorite safety prospect is there or Loveland is there, which one you going? And maybe this is a good segue.
That's a great segue. Thank you for that, Blanco. That was beautiful. Here's a guy that probably won't be there depending on how shit goes. Nick Emanwori. Listen, Polynesian and African names, I am dog shit at pronouncing, so I'm sorry. But Nick Emanwori is a
Sounds right to me.
6'3", 227-pound brick shithouse of a safety. 6'3", 227. It's the size of fucking Zach Bond, dude. Zach Bond's 6'3", 238. This guy's he's a unit with 4.4 speed.
Mr. Carver just asked, "What about Nick Emanwori at pick 32?" And then he's literally like 10 seconds behind us. So now he said, "LOL." He probably just heard you say it.
Yep. It's a toss-up between him and the guy I'm going to talk about next for who the first safety off the board is going to be. But I don't think either of these guys are going to go in like the top 18 to 20. So Howie season, lots of picks in the chamber. If a guy's there, he could jump.
So Emanwori, unequivocally, if he's there at 32, we're taking him.
Oh, fuck yeah. You run.
Yeah.
Emanwori or this next
But it sounds
guy.
like it's not going to happen.
No.
Very doubtful.
No, he's not going to just. I don't think either of these guys I'm going to talk about right now are just going to fall into our laps at pick 32. I think we're going to have to do some finagling or hope for a run on some other positions for these guys to get to us. Kind of like what happened last year with Quinyon. He's one of the best athletes I've ever fucking watched. And that's not hyperbole. He is one of the best athletes I've ever seen.
Still talk about Emanwori?
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely. And the production matches. He's a 3-year starter, over 240 tackles, 6 interceptions, had 2 pick sixes this year. He's got linebacker size with corner speed, length, and agility.
Mm-hmm.
Like he is, if you want to build a safety, quote unquote, you got your prototype for what you want in a safety, it's this dude. You put Brandon Browner, not Brandon Brown, you put Cam Chancellor size with Earl Thomas athleticism, and that's what you got with this kid.
Okay.
Fucking tank. Potentially, I would probably say he's the 3rd best safety I've ever scouted. I have him right behind Kyle Hamilton and Brian Branch.
I remember when we were
He's
scouting Kyle
dope.
Hamilton.
Yeah.
To this day, dude. To this day, it haunts me. All's well that ends well. Jordan Davis is a stud run defender, and we ended up with AJ Brown in that draft. So fuck it, whatever. But yeah, that still haunts me to this day because Kyle Hamilton is just fucking incredible.
Who's he
man.
playing
He's
for now? I don't
incredible.
even remember where he got drafted.
Baltimore.
Oh,
He's
that's
an
right.
animal.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. He's all pro.
Yeah. We beat him. Fuck him.
His dog. Yeah. Yeah, we did.
I like
So
crabs, though. I
yeah,
like their crabs.
I mean, Nick Monowori is a lot like Kyle Hamilton when it comes to just having that crazy combo of size and speed. You know, he's
Yeah, it's funny. So PFF's rankings are way whacked, right? Emmanuel is like 1, 2, 3, 4, the fifth best safety according to PFF, which doesn't
Yeah,
seem right
that's-
because all the rest of the rankings have. Well, Tankathon has Starks as number 1 and as ranked number 20 overall, and then 22 is Emmanuel, and ESPN has Emmanuel as number 1 safety.
they're coin flip guys.
Yeah.
And it really comes down to what you value more. So with Monowori, it's the guy's a physical specimen. Just a fucking he's a nightmare coming downhill because you have somebody that can run like a corner and hit like a linebacker coming downhill at you. He's got crazy length, but he's a little more raw. He's a little more raw. You know, he's good.
Mr. Carver says, sorry. Mr. Carver says Derrick Henry if Derrick Henry was a safety, that's him.
Yeah, like legit. Like the type of physical specimen that Derrick Henry is the running back position is this kid. You know, he is a little more raw though. He's a little on the raw side. You know, his hips are a little stiff. You know, he can lose his man occasionally in man coverage. You're worried about him, you know, that quick twitch motion if he's got to come, you know, if he's got to drop back and play that single high that we love to play. We love running that single high shit where we just have our safety running center field with our other one roving underneath. So I am a little worried about that, but good coaching goes a long way, and an athlete like that can make up for some other deficiencies.
Yeah.
So, you know, if he's there, if Malachi Starks is gone and Emmanuel is there in the range of striking distance, you run up to the fucking booth and you slam dunk that goddamn pick. You slam dunk it. He profiles to me like a bigger, slightly faster Cooper DeJean.
But Starks is a Georgia guy.
You add 2 fucking inches and 20 pounds to Cooper DeJean, and he's Nick Monowori. On the Malachi Starks.
Obviously, we're
Starks is the other
drafting him.
guy.
Obviously, Philly Dogs are drafting him.
He is a Georgia boy.
He's already on the team.
Literally, the first note I wrote down was a Georgia pedigree.
You know he wants to. You know he wants to come to Philly. That's probably his
yeah,
number
for
1
sure,
destination.
For sure.
Well, probably a lot of
You got
kids with them just winning the Super Bowl. But anyway.
Oh, for sure. 100%. And getting to play for Vic Fangio and play with this young group of guys. And come on, dude. Like, there's a lot of real cool dudes on this team.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts, cool fucking dude. AJ Brown, cool fucking dude. Landon Dickerson and Jordan Mailata and Lane Johnson, cool fucking dudes.
I want to go out to
Jalen
dinner
Carter, animal. The exciting whites, they're great. Quinion, maybe the best young corner in football right now. So, Malachi Starks, he is not Nick Monowori when it comes to a size and athletic profile. He's 6'1", 200 pounds. That is right around normal for a safety. You know, maybe gain a couple pounds, but again, NFL weight room, who gives a fuck?
Mm-hmm.
What he has, though, that Nick Monowori does not have is that polish. He is shining bright, baby. He's probably the best run defender at safety in the draft. He does have track speed. You know, he's not as... When you have a guy that's 6'3", 225 running a 4.4, it looks a hell of a lot different than a guy that's 6'1", 200 running in the, you know, low 4.5s, high 4.4s. So, but he's still, you know, plenty good of an athlete to make it fucking work. Super, super smart, super instinctive. You know, you have to be to play in a Kirby Smart defense, especially to play tackle. Or to play safety, I'm sorry, in a Kirby Smart defense. But he can run, he can hit, he can fucking, you know, a quality tackler, decent in man coverage, decent in zone coverage. He can do a little bit of everything. He's like a chess piece. And we know that Uncle Vic loves his chess pieces. He loves being able to move guys around. So he is going to get that. And he, the comfort of coming to Philly with a couple of his Georgia boys and being able to slide in next to somebody like Reed Blankenship and kind of just everyone plays their role. It's business as usual. You get Malachi Starks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the back end of the secondary misses a beat if we get Malachi Starks. So Nick Imamori is more of like a flash guy, but Malachi Starks is more like the safe guy. If Nick Imamori hits his peak, he's going to be a better player than Starks. But if Nick Imamori is, Mike Mamula 2.0, workout warrior, flashy college stats, but his weaknesses never get better and translate to the NFL, Malachi Starks is the way to go. I'm a little nervous about him because while he tested well, his 3-cone drill, which is super fucking important for a safety because that shows change of direction and short area burst and speed, which a lot of times you need when you're playing that deep center field single high safety, that short area speed and burst to make that break on the ball. 7.263 cone, which was bottom 10% for all defensive backs at the combine. Little concerning, but trust the tape. Some guys work out well, some guys don't. And I didn't see many red flags in his game that would stop me from drafting him if he was there at pick 32 or he starts falling into the 20s.
New feature I got.
Those are day one options.
New feature. I have their draft profile up on the screen right now as you're talking about them.
Oh, yeah? Love that. That. That's good, man.
Just started, though. Started with Starks. And I also scrolled up to, it's the ESPN site, too. I cropped it in the image, and it's like right under me, right above Dan, right next to you a little bit.
We love the engagement. We love it. Have you recorded any of this?
Nope.
Fucking hell.
It's going on YouTube, so it's going to be minted on the internet forever. So
that's true. That is true. All right. Now we're getting into more day two guys. Safety is going to be a little more long-winded than tight end based on the depth of the safety class and level of importance to the team.
Yeah.
Day two guys, my number one guy that I would love to see on day two is Xavier Watts, safety out of Notre Dame, almost identical in size.
The third ranked one.
There you go. I'm pretty. You go across the board with the safeties, and it's pretty chalk who the upper echelon guys are. Xavier Watts, pretty much the same size as Malachi Starks, 6 foot, 205. Converted wide receiver. He's not like a lifelong defensive back, but those wide receiver skills give this kid elite ball skills.
I was going to say that's got to translate good, especially the knowledge of wide receivers might translate well.
Exactly. Those type of guys do surprisingly well, man. They do surprisingly well, those converted players, because when it works in conjunction with your position, because you have an understanding of, how to work with or against that position in particular. I always think about it with a Julian Edelman thing. Julian Edelman was never the fastest or the biggest or the best hands, but he was a college quarterback. So knowing what he wanted out of a receiver when he was playing quarterback, he was able to become a better receiver because of it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What I mean?
Yeah.
Fuck the Patriots.
Fuck them.
Hell yeah.
But kid's a fucking ball hawk, dudes. 15 interceptions in the last 2 seasons. 15. That's ridiculous in the NFL level, let alone the college level. Usually the leaders for a season are somewhere between 6 and 8 interceptions. This kid had 7 interceptions, or what was it, 8 interceptions one year and 7 interceptions the next. Baller. Baller. Probably has the best pure instincts in the draft, just, from a play recognition standpoint and understanding how to work within the confines of his defense. And for somebody who hasn't played the safety position his whole life, he does a lot really good. He's solid in run support. He can stack and shed like a linebacker. It's, stack and shed, for you guys that don't know, it means, being able to take contact from a blocker, get off of the block, and still make yourself a part of the play. He can play both safety spots. He can play that underneath robber like a Reed Blankenship, and he can play that single high deep safety play in center field, taking the deepest man out of the play. He's got some things that he's got to iron out just because of his inexperience and his in his life playing safety. Not like a super textbook tackler, even though he's willing. Um, he's not the best athlete in the world. Not the best. He's not gonna jump off you're not gonna look at his combine scores and be like, holy shit, this guy's Nick Memori.
Mm.
But he's
Yep.
the intelligence and the ball skills go a long way.
Yeah.
And positional versatility. He's played a little bit in the slot and he's played both safety spots. So he's a guy that you could really look for in day 2.
I like him. He's
He's
got a good. I'm looking at the rankings of him and safeties, and he's number 3, right? But he's got way more passes defended than any other safety.
Yep.
He's got 10,
Yep.
and like the rest of them are in the low single digits.
Yeah, I think his biggest, the thing that's holding him back, from being potentially the number 1 safety, is just he's not like a hyper impressive athlete, and people might be worried about some of his limitations
Right.
in the NFL. So, but hey, man, you don't need to be the world's greatest fucking athlete. Like you look at a guy like Eric Weddle. Eric Weddle played for 15 years in this league, and he was never the best athlete in the world, but he was smart as fuck. The guy, if he got his hands on the ball was either getting broken up or intercepted and taken the other way. There's more to the NFL than just being the best athlete on the field. That's why you see so many of these guys that are crazy workout warriors come to the NFL and just fizzle out within a few years. They get a few chances because of their draft status and their athletic ability, but a lot of times they fizzle out.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to have the whole picture together. My last day 2 safety is Andrew Makuba. I'm a little partial because I am a Texas Longhorns fan, but I really like him. He was a part of, an integral part to a really, really good Texas defense this year, college football playoff team. He transferred in from Clemson. This year, but the kid produced 5 interceptions, 6 pass breakups, and almost 70 tackles. You can't ask for much more. Especially in a defense that's really strong in the trenches and the front 7. For him to get 70 tackles, that's not a product of bad linebacker play. That's a product of him getting his nose up in there and fucking hitting people. He's positionally versatile. He has, played the deep safety, played the box safety, played the nickel. Really explosive athlete. Plays downhill, and if you watch this kid fucking hit, he hits. He's got that nasty in him, where I just want to take somebody's fucking head off when I run into him. So I love that in a safety, having that tone setter. He's got. I hate to make another comparison to an Eagle, but he's got that CJGJ in him. Where he's got the ball hawking combined with, maybe you're not the soundest tackler in the world, not the biggest guy in the world, but when you hit somebody, you want to rip their fucking head off.
CJGJ, may he rest in peace. Oh, God, I miss him.
May he rest in peace. He's a little on the leaner side. You definitely want him to, add some play strength. He gets into a little bit of trouble when he's left on an island with a tight end, and can get into a little bit of trouble if he gets too deeply engaged by a blocker, trying to get off of it. But, I mean, overall, he's pretty technically sound. He gambles from time to time because, he knows he's explosive. It's one of those things where it's like, you remember Asante Samuel, where Asante would take some chances because he knew he was that good of a fucking athlete.
High risk, high reward.
Exactly. That high risk, high reward. But listen, if you can get this kid at pick 64, I would take him in a heartbeat. And that's just not my Texas fandom talking. That is a combination of everything I talked about. It's the elite athleticism, it's the college production, it is the the explosiveness, that nasty attitude where I want to rip your fucking head off. That kind of shit helps, man. That kind of shit helps. Big time. Those are those intangibles,
Yep.
And then for day 3, we got 2 guys that, I don't know if they would be top-notch elite guys, but I think they're going to be serviceable NFL players. Number 1 is Lathan Ransom out of Ohio State University. That's what I meant by Cowboy Chris, having one of his boys around. Super versatile player. He took 28% of his snaps in the nickel, 32% of them in the box, and 40% playing single high safety. He's literally played all over the field. So that's great. Fangio loves that. And I think he's a good enough athlete of even if he isn't a starting level player, for a nice depth piece, special teams guy, somebody who can fill in, if there's an injury. I think he's a nice player and he'll definitely be around on day 3. And then the other one is Caleb Bransall out of Tulane.
But
Fucking,
what are those names like Ransom and Ransall?
I know. It's odd how that worked, but those are just the two guys that I like in day 3.
Nice.
What,
Ransom or Ransall?
I didn't know anything about this dude, to be completely honest with you, until I saw his measurables. If you want to pull that up on the screen.
Ransall's not on the he's not on the Tankathon list. But yeah,
No,
I got him on the
he's
screen.
He's a deep.
Yeah, he
he's a
doesn't
deep
even have a
player.
draft profile on ESPN. Yep. Let me see if PFF has him as a draft. We got Ransom there, and scrolling. There's Ransall, Caleb Ransall.
There you go.
Yeah, there. I got his profile kind of on the screen. Yeah.
Go look at that 40 time.
Oh, I don't see a 40 time.
No, go to NFL Draft Buzz.
Okay, that's the website I need. NFL Draft Buzz. Okay, I was on the site last time we were. Okay, I recognize the site. Here we go. All right, now we're in business, baby. Safeties. Why the fuck they don't have safeties? How about I just do S on the URL? That shit. Yep, that worked. Cool.
You have to go down for a while.
I'm scrolling.
I think they have him as like the 12th or 13th. Maybe even a little
page
later.
2. Ransall,
page
13th.
2. There you go, 13th.
Right.
Yeah.
I clicked on him. Here we go. Okay. His measurables are up. It's covering a lot of the screen, but I'm gonna shrink it a little bit.
Just take a quick look at it. And this is one of those guys that I was talking about where it's just the athleticism is like, it's hard to say no to it if, he's there in the 6th or 7th round.
Okay, 40 is 4.33.
Yep.
Vertical is 40 centimeters. That's 90. So oh my God. Like, I'm looking at, all right, let's look at the percentile. I think that's what that percentage is, right?
Yep.
The next 99th percentile of the 40 run.
Mm-hmm.
94th percentile vertical jump.
My goodness.
40 centimeters. Broad jump, 129 centimeters, 92 percentile. Let's see. He's 5'11", 197 pounds, kind of small.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't seem to matter.
No.
10
who's
yard.
about that size?
What?
You know who's about that size?
You?
5'11", 200?
You?
No.
Who?
Your boy. Our boy. And Swifties can lick my nuts. CJ Gardner-Johnson.
Yeah?
Almost the exact same size.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Caleb Bransall. He seems
He's
like
not
a
a
beast.
huge guy, but he is a.
Not to be confused with Ransom, right?
No,
Right,
not to be confused with
Not
Lathan
Lathan Ransom. Caleb Bransall.
Ransom and Ransall sounds like a fucking lawyer.
Oh, can
Sounds
I get
like
it?
a
Can we have
law
them both?
firm.
Can we get them both? Because that would be a cool
Probably.
team. That would be. They were
Probably.
Ransom and Ransall. Ransom and Ransall.
It's my safety, and I need it now.
Ransom, Ransall, and Johnson.
Ransom, Ransall, and Starks. Ransom, Ransall, and Starks. Attorneys at law.
We're not licensed in Missouri. What does he say? Unless you're in Missouri or some shit. Well,
Said, I'm not licensed in Missouri, but we have an attorney in your state who is, or something like that.
I haven't heard him in a while, man. I
haven't been listening to the radio in a while, so.
I don't know, man. Divorce rates must be down. Just Cordell, and Cordell. I don't know. I don't listen to a lot of terrestrial radio. I just listen to pop my head in between 3 and 3:30 to listen to Ike Reese absolutely fucking berate Spike Eskin and Jack Fred. And that's about all of my fucking my local sports radio listening for the day.
I haven't listened in
But
a
it
while,
always makes
man.
me smile.
When I'm
It
in the
always
car,
makes
it's
me
usually
smile.
transporting my kids, and
I
they
love me some
they
Isaiah
and they
Reese.
always want like Gabby or
Oh,
Bluey.
you're held hostage.
Yeah.
You're held
So
hostage.
sometimes I get I say no. We're doing Baba's music today, but I don't do that often. But sometimes I exercise that right. I get it in once
As
in a
you
while,
should.
but
As
I
you
don't do
should.
it that often because I don't want to be terrorized.
Yeah, I'm like at a 50-50 split because it's like when me and Adriana are in the car, we're either listening to the Encanto soundtrack or we're listening to like Alice in Chains.
Nice.
But luckily for me, I don't know how it happened, but this kid she loves like 90s rock.
Oh hell yeah!
If I put on like
What the
fucking
hell am I doing wrong?
REM or Alice in Chains or fucking Nirvana or Soundgarden, she jams the fuck out. She loves Alice in Chains.
Nice.
If I put on Wood by Alice in Chains, the Into the Flood Again, she's back there like this,
Nice.
throwing her whole fucking body around the car. I'm like, fuck yes.
Hell yeah! Where did I go wrong?
What
The hell?
Gentlemen, I've trained her from a
Yeah.
young age. I'm like, you're gonna know good music, child. You're gonna
Yeah.
know good music.
Hey man, look, Encanto isn't bad. Encanto is not
No,
bad music.
Encanto
It's
fucking
pretty good.
slaps.
It is. We
Yeah,
actually
listen.
got we had an Encanto phase, and now the Encanto phase is gone, and I kind of miss the soundtrack. It's a good soundtrack. It's nice.
It's a solid soundtrack. We
Encanto,
don't talk-
and also what's her name, Moana, especially the
yeah.
first soundtrack was good.
Oh, yeah.
And Bluey is the shit. The Bluey music is freaking great.
Dude, Adriana does not give a flying fuck about Bluey, and I kind of want to watch Bluey because I hear all the hype about it.
It's good,
I hear all the
Pretty
fucking
good.
hype
No
about it.
idea who Bluey is.
dude.
Yeah.
When you watch Bluey,
Bluey's supposedly a real good dude.
you get
Solid dude.
you get no Bluey is a girl. Okay, first of all right,
Oh.
Bluey is a girl.
Why do they keep doing this to me? Why do
Bluey,
they keep doing this to
Bluey
me?
is a girl.
Because when I was a
She's one of the.
child,
She's
I
the
thought
oldest
Bluey-
daughter of the
Okay.
the dog, Australian dog family, Bluey, and then she has a little
Pretty
sister,
tall, like, Moana.
a little sister named Bingo. And so, what if you hear people talk about Bluey and how it's so cool, and who's the coolest character of the show is Bandit, and that is the dad.
Bandit's
Yes.
the man.
Bandit is, if you watch the show, you'll understand. You'll be like, damn, I want to be just like Bandit when I grow up.
Yeah.
He's the dad. He's the dad of the year. You want to be half
Super
as
dad.
you want to be half as cool, half as funny as Bandit, and half as fun.
Oh man, I'm envious of a fucking cartoon
Yep.
dingo.
Oh, we all are. Yeah. You haven't even watched it, and you're envious of it. And if you watch it, you'll be like, oh yeah, definitely.
Just the way you describe it.
It's a
so
cool.
eloquently.
It's super cool show. It's a super cool show. It's fun to watch.
So eloquently. You talk about Bandit the way I used to talk about Trevor Lawrence. Blanco.
Bandit won't let you down. Bandit won't let you down. I promise.
Can I just sidebar for a second?
Yeah.
Every single podcast that we do, you move closer and closer into transforming into Tormund from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
You're knocking on the door.
I gotta remember some of his quotes because I used to quote him back when I was watching the show, but it's been so
I
long.
mean,
I
the
love that
number
guy.
one
He's my
is-
hero.
Is the big woman still here?
There you go. The big woman's still here. Yeah, no, he's an awesome character, dude.
He's the best. He was great.
That
man.
beard,
He was
man.
great.
That beard is powerful. There's power in the beard. I know
There
it. I know
If
it.
you have a big bushy red beard, your aura goes up by 10 points.
Hey, look, I feel it.
It's true.
I'm not taking advantage of it too much. I'm using it to my power. I'm using it my responsibility. In a good way.
With great beard comes great responsibility.
That's right.
It's true. It's
Welcome
true.
to the Quarterback Factory Show, where we sidebar like a motherfucker.
Yeah,
We actually haven't
sidebarred
sidebarred that much today. We did good.
I can't believe that we made it like 45 minutes of just draft talk,
Dude.
without any sidebars.
Dude, you hit
That might be
on
a
some
record.
great. That's because that shit was really engaging. I'm into this shit. I'm
Yeah,
I'm excited as shit for the draft.
Shit, man.
Content, huh?
I've been excited for this show.
Dandy goes
Let,
away.
let me get Caleb Ransall's stats off the screen real quick.
Ransom.
No, Ransall.
Oh wait, Caleb Ransall.
Caleb
and,
Ransall.
yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah. Sorry.
I'll get him off the
And
screen.
Lathan Ransom.
Latham Ransom. Cool ass names. I am definitely a sucker for some cool ass names. Like Jalix Hunt. He's like my favorite name in the
Yeah.
NFL right now.
Well,
Jalix Hunt.
when we do if we do a show like for the actual draft, like
We should.
if we do a little live, I'm gonna do a an all name draft. Just guys that have awesome fucking names.
Oh my
Guys that
god.
have awesome fucking
Let's
names.
let's
We're
let's get in that. Let's do that.
yeah.
Let's do it
You know,
live. Let's just all pick our favorite names at a draft and just do
I
it.
was gonna say we can do we can do an all name fantasy draft.
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
what names do we love?
Like what
You know?
without any like forget all the context of who they are and their draft and their measurables and their profile. Just look at the name and imagine who they could or should be.
Exactly. Exactly. There's a dude that plays for
like
I think he plays for Florida
Great
State.
idea.
His name's Joshua Farmer,
Oh.
and it's exactly what you would think.
Oh, I
He just
want
looks
it.
this
So
kid looks
there's
country
no
strong,
there's
bro.
no way. Like if I'm thinking of this dude in my mind, there's no way he doesn't look like what I'm thinking of. It's no way.
He's just looks like a country strong motherfucker. Just like you can tell this kid grew up on fucking cornbread, collard greens, and fucking chicken. Like
Tipping cows and
just
shit.
tipping cows and fucking just running 5 miles each way to the schoolhouse. Like, yeah. If your name is
Or what you
Farmer,
can do also
you're
is like a top 10 of like just all like pre NFL like fantasy names too of these weird people too. Weird
Fantasy names.
Just for some random like top 10. Just try to think of a top 10 that would.
I saw a stat this year, and it was about like Drake May. I forget what it had to do. I don't even know what the stat was, but the record he broke was a dude that played in 1924 for the Chicago Bears, and his name was Beatty Feathers.
I remember seeing that.
Beatty Feathers.
That's fucking great.
It's
What
like,
a name.
in my head, if I hear like 1924 Beatty Feathers, I'm thinking to myself like the old timey like transatlantic like accent. It's like the young stud out of the Chicago Bears, Beatty Feathers.
Yeah.
One of the most explosive young players in this NFL. Like that's what I think of in my fucking brain. There's been bring old timey names back. Bring old timey names back. Like and especially like, good old timey nicknames. You'll have like Joe Steamin' Whiskers Marshall. Like just like some crazy off the wall shit.
I'm with that.
And like Harold Hot Cross Buns Mathiasen. Like, I don't know, man. I just want that. I want it back. Like, I don't want dumb fucking nicknames. Like, give me good nicknames. Give me great nicknames. You know what I think? I think Michael Jordan ruined it for us because it was just like MJ. MJ. And like we had some cool ones along the way, like The Answer. Shout out to AI. Shout out to Bubba Chuck. AI, great fucking nicknames. Charles Barkley, Round Mound to Rebound.
Oh,
when
man,
did
love
we
Round Mound to
lose
Rebound.
Larry Bird, the hick from French Lick? Like, when did we lose our creativity as a species when it came to giving people fucking nicknames?
Yeah.
Like King Henry. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Even though
The process.
yeah, the process. Why, bro? Like, we went from the round mound to rebound to the process. Fucking lame. Fucking lame. Even
is pretty
though
lame.
the quad father is a good name. That is a good name.
Yeah. Yeah, and
A
you know what?
strong name.
I keep forgetting that we got the Quad Father. Like I saw yesterday. I was watching the Unscripted. I love Eagles Unscripted episodes. I don't know if you guys consume that content, but I am all about it. And they just dropped their first episode of the year, a couple days ago, and they showed Quad Father in there. They didn't say Quad Father, but they showed him, and I was just like, oh shit, I forgot we got him, man. That's as
Maybe
exciting
that's
as it
why
gets for a
everyone wants
backup
to-
running back.
Maybe that's why everyone wants to ban the tush push. Because, like, Jalen Hurts running behind Landon Dickerson, Beef Jerky, and Mailata, while Saquon and fucking A.J. Dillon push him. Do you know how much...
The only two running backs in the league that squat more than any other running back in the league.
Yeah. Like, and the quarterback with a 600-pound squat. Never forget it. I will go to Lord fucking willing. I live to be 95 years old and meet my great grandchildren. I'm gonna tell them Jalen Hurts can squat 600 pounds. It's been so burned into my fucking memory.
Yep.
It's been so ingrained in my memory. Hopefully, by the time I'm 95 years old, the Eagles have like 4 more fucking titles. So
Yeah.
God bless.
And
I hope
fucking
so. 4.
Saquon and the
Good, man.
Quadfather are gonna squat Jalen into the end zone.
Oh man, that's gonna be so good. I don't think is there a rule about lifting up another player?
Probably there will be once the Eagles do it.
In Section 47.
There's AJ Dillon and fucking Saquon are each just gonna grab a leg.
Fucking shot put his ass.
Awesome. Man,
That's got to be
you guys,
illegal.
It's not going to be a football move. It's rugby.
yeah. And if it's not illegal, yeah, they'll ban it the first fucking time it happens.
Yeah.
100%. You guys got anything? You guys got any draft questions, insights, free agency, upcoming announcements?
Man,
We got anything? Do we have anything?
you're the one that has all the draft. You got the 27%.
I know. I know. I guess fucking. I mean, 7 pages of fucking safeties and tight ends did fill up about an hour a time. So I'd say we did pretty fucking good,
I
guys.
think so. Yeah.
Even though we don't have.
I
Brendan
honestly,
back, like,
I came here for the entertainment and the content. I'm literally, I
That's
feel like I'm just a viewer that has a front row seat. You know what I mean?
You're just a viewer producing the draft show.
Yeah.
Well,
But I'm here for that content, man. I love it. I'm
in a
excited.
perfect world.
You got me
Holy
excited.
shit.
You got me excited now. Oh my God, he's
At
green,
those-
he's mean, and he is in the scene. What's up, Brandon?
Bren, I love you, but I'm not going through all fucking 10 players again. I'll text it to you.
That's all right. I didn't care anyway.
This guy. He only cares once we draft them, and then he yells about them.
Yeah.
Unless
Oh,
you're
Miller
Jalen
lattes.
Get the welt.
Yeah. If you're
Once he
if you're
drafts,
not a,
it's gonna be
if you're
welt
not
or
a top 10
just-
prospect,
Here we go. Just let me know. Is it Walter Nolan? Is it Pierce? Is it Starks? Or is it Williams?
What are we
Which
talking
Williams.
Michael Williams.
No, it's no. Okay, so
So it's
3
just-
out of the three out of those 4 are next week's episode.
about? Yeah, we just did
Okay.
safeties and tight ends.
But you got Starks. We did safeties and tight ends today.
uh,
We did safeties and tight ends. We did Nick Manawari. We did Malachi Starks. We did Xavier Watts. We did Andrew Makuba. We did Lathan Ransom. And we did Caleb Ransall
Saul.
for safeties. And we did Colston Loveland, Harold Fannin, Terrence Ferguson, and what the fuck, dude? Why can't I pronounce this kid's fucking last name?
Fidone.
Yes. Spadone.
Fondue.
Fidone.
I'm going back in the notebook to change this.
Finellis.
hey, Papandu. You know?
And
Fidone's
Thomas Fidone.
Bakery. 9th and Christian.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry. I was doing that patio all day, and I was up, and I was just like fucking. I was busting my ass all day, and then I guess just like work and that just caught up, and I literally Bo just put Bo to sleep, and then I sat on the couch with Savannah and put like I forget what I fucking like Sesame or Miss Rachel on. I was like, let's just sit here for a second, and I literally just woke up like 5 minutes ago.
That's good. That's good.
So my bad. But
Oh, good.
We
All right,
we,
cool.
we predicted that you were asleep. So
well, I figured. Well, we used to do that a lot with you, but then
Yeah.
I actually showed up. So
yeah, it's true. It's true. I sleep like a fucking rock.
Okay,
dude.
well then, if you're not going to talk about that whole room, I'd like to discuss something that's kind of a hot button topic, and that is our tight end Dallas Goedert. The rumors are that he is on the trade block. He's practically gone. From what other people are saying, I mean, he's going to probably maybe get traded draft night unless he would take a huge pay cut and sit there. But how do you guys feel about this? Are you comfortable with losing Dallas Goedert? I mean, he's had great seasons, but he has been hurt, man. He has been fucking hurt, but he is the perfect hybrid. I mean, he blocks and he catches. I mean, and from what I can see, Grant Calcaterra, he does a great job at catching, but he can't block for shit. So, I mean, his part is very integral in our offense and how it goes, and it just makes everything click. I mean, yeah, we have won plenty of games without him, but are you okay with losing Dallas and going to Grant or maybe possibly one of these tight ends that you spoke of tonight,
I
Sean?
would say only if we get one of these tight ends from tonight. I don't think I'm comfortable going with Grant as a number one. I don't think any of us are. Who is Fedone, baby? Fedone, what's up? Is he the one that has the two ACLs torn, but he's a beast? Who's the one?
That's for
He's
them.
he's the one who sound. He's like he's kind of like Dallas Goedert, right? Except with injuries and all that, right? Let's go.
Except he has knees.
Yeah, except Dallas Goedert has knees.
Yeah.
No, I would only feel comfortable.
Now Fedone is your flyer
Getting
guy,
rid
right?
of-
Like in the sixth round or something like that. Yeah.
I would only feel comfortable getting rid of Goddard if we got Loveland. Because
Yeah.
even with Harold Fannin, like I was saying, he's not much in the way of a blocker. He's just like a really, really, really good version of Grant Calcaterra.
Well, where are you taking this kid? Are you spending that first round pick?
Loveland?
Oh,
If they're
Loveland's
there?
going
take
in.
it.
Yeah, he's
You gotta take
32
him at
or higher.
32. You got to take him at 32. We'd be lucky if Loveland makes it to 32.
Okay, but are you guys okay with them taking a tight end as their first round draft pick after you lost basically like 9 fucking guys on defense?
If he is the best player available, then yeah. I put it in levels of importance of how did I rank this? It was defensive tackle, defensive end, safety, tight end, offensive guard. That's like my levels of importance for what we need.
You're going defensive tackle over defensive end?
Yes, because I think Nolan Smith and Jalix Hunt together are better than not better, but it's at least you have something there. You have something there. It's pretty much just fucking Jalen Carter and everybody else.
Something that we've
as
seen on
defensive
tape
tackle.
too. Yeah, that's true. Jalen Carter and everybody else.
And I think that
And Jordan, but what about Jordan Davis?
I mean he's good for what it is, but he's not a 3-down defensive tackle. And I think the other thing that Ajomo is a pass rush specialist. Jalen Carter can't play every single fucking snap. So
He pretty much did.
Yeah, he did. But how long? You don't want him to
Yeah.
have to do that. And on top of that, you got to look at the positional depth. And this class is super, super fucking deep on edge rushers. Insanely deep on edge rushers. So if you can get one of those, you have a better chance of getting a really good edge rusher in the second round than you do a defense tackle in the second round. That's how I have it stacked. Like, when I'm like kind of doing my importance rank, it's a mix of talent pool, positional value, and need. So that's how I came up with DT, then defensive end, then safety, then tight end, then guard. So if Loveland is there, but somebody like Malachi Starks or Walter Nolan is there, those are all comparable talents. You go with Walter Nolan. If Malachi Starks and Colston Loveland are there,
You're giving away next
Malachi
week's.
Starks.
You're giving away next week's.
I know, but
answers.
It's just that's my opinion.
just kidding,
Colston Loveland could be a better player. Colston Loveland or Malachi Starks could be a better player than Walter Nolan. But if the tape is close, you go BPA unless it's two guys that are close together. So if Walter Nolan is your 24th best player and Malachi Starks is your 23rd best player, DT is a bigger position to need. And
makes
Bren,
Right.
yeah. So, but again, that's
Jeff-
how I do it.
Jeff
Some guys do it
Williams is
totally
in the
different.
house. Jeff Williams says hi,
Jeff
Sean.
Williams? Oh, it's my boy.
He says hi, Sean.
That's my boy.
And then he
Hello,
left.
Jeffrey.
He just left. I'm just kidding.
Oh.
I don't see it when people. I'm just joking.
All right. Jeff, come back here and I have to tell you to enjoy Milton Williams and draft Mason Graham, and you'll have probably the best 1-2 punch and defensive tackle in the league.
Nice. All right. Well, cool. So But say we
He
don't
said,
get
"Hey
one of these tight
yo."
ends.
Sorry, go ahead, bro.
Just an overall question: Are you comfortable with leaving? Or are you comfortable with losing Dallas Goddard? No matter what, no matter if we get like a guy in the draft or what, do you think it's time for them to move on to cut bait? He means 30. He's injured a lot. I am kind of on the fence about it. I get the business aspect of it, and that he really hasn't gone a full season without getting injured in I don't know how many seasons.
I
So,
Nah, I
am
and
think we
only
need one
okay with
more.
it
I think we need one more
if we
season out of him.
get, yeah, if we get one of those, if we get by a miracle Tyler Warren or Colston Loveland, Tyler Warren miracle, Colston Loveland just being there, then I'd be okay with parting ways with Dallas Goddard. But even with some of the guys that I have, that I'm pretty high on overall, no, I think that some of them need time to develop. They aren't as complete of players when it comes to blocking and the intricacies of the game. So no, I don't really think that I'd be comfortable letting Dallas Goddard
Yeah,
walk and
Goddard's
having,
rookie year was Ertz was how many years was Ertz here with Goddard was under him, right? Like there's a
two.
2 years,
Two.
right? There's
Two.
got to be.
And
I
same
don't
thing
feel
with-
comfortable. To Brendan's point, to his question, I don't feel all that comfortable just saying bye bye Goddard, hello something new. I don't feel comfortable.
Same
doing
with
that.
Ertz and Selleck. Same thing with
Yeah.
Ertz and Selleck.
Yep. Yeah. We've been used to
Ertz
that,
and
so
Selleck
yes.
were here.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it would
did
be
we go
strange.
right from? Did we go right from fucking Chad Lewis to Brent Selleck?
No, we had LJ Smith for like 2 years in between.
Yeah.
That's right. I know. I was like, there's got to be somebody in between there. That's right. It's LJ Smith.
It's funny
Yeah.
that we all of us think like we're all so coordinated thinking with the same brain because we had that exact discussion about like how we've had really good
Yeah.
tight end play pretty much for like the last 25 years.
Yeah.
Outside of like that little gap with LJ Smith.
Yeah, well, he still had that
One.
one amazing play where it was like almost a fumble, but he caught it for the touchdown. You remember that play? That's like his best highlight.
Oh, I do remember that. But I also remember when a ball hit him square in the fucking chest and Fred X had to grab it in the back of the end zone too.
Yeah. Great
The thing
fucking
hung- the thing
great
hung in the
LJ Smith
fucking air
highlights.
from
Those are like the
Marvel.
top 2 LJ Smith highlights right there.
They are.
LJ Smith accidental highlights.
Yeah. Fucking guy. All right. Well, listen, guys. I'm fucking tired. I'm an old man. Brendan, I hope you enjoyed your Miss Rachel, your nap with Miss Rachel and Savvy. Peace out,
And you
boys
need to watch
scouts.
the movie next time too.
I'm hoping next week we can get to the trenches. We can get to the beefies. And then, like I said, maybe do a little draft night fun. We'll have like an all name draft. We'll talk about
next
some
week is
targets that we
definitely
want to see.
my
Have
bad.
Some live reactions to pick.
Next week is off.
'Cause
We're not
there's
doing
always
next
somebody
week.
that does some stupid shit.
No way
Next
we're doing
week's
next
off?
week. Yeah, I can't do next week. I'm out of town next week.
Oh,
Sorry.
fucking balls.
Yeah, I'm not good. I'm not good with thinking of my calendar on the fly. But then I just realized, oh yeah, well,
All right, we might have to do the beefy boys on draft night then.
Well, then you can. Well,
So
you can
We have time. We'll have time, right?
Yeah, we're gonna have
and
plenty
just
of
do
time.
the Instagram live if you want.
When
Do
is the
that.
draft? I thought it was the 24th. No,
It is.
so that's not going to be good. Or are you talking about just next week in general?
Well, that only
No,
leaves us.
Sean's
one
talking about
Saturday.
doing one more preview show before the
Oh.
draft. Yeah, I'm not. We're not going to be able to do that. I'm in for the draft. We're definitely doing the draft show.
All
But
right,
yeah, I'm be up in the Poconos on next weekend.
Oh snap! Well,
Nice.
maybe.
I can't hear you, Sean. Your audio's out.
All right, bye,
I
buddy.
see the peace sign. I understand that.
That means he's leaving. Finally, we're alone. Damn. Well, yeah, it's all right. I missed the college there.
Yeah, we just let him spiel off.
Yeah, it was fun.
Spout off your things.
He loves it. He loves it.
I'm
Yeah,
glad.
He's-
This,
We got to have
he
the
has to wait
platform.
to stand up right now. He's got a boner. He loves the college boys. He's just sitting there. He's like, I gotta go. I got a boner.
yeah, we got to put his face on the South Park where the dad, I forget
Yeah.
whatever his name, the balls, and
Yeah.
then we'll put a little draft like NFL Draft 2025 on the screen.
Yeah.
Put Sean's face on it.
All right, we're doing it.
I'll
It's-
put his face on
it's a meme.
Kevin Costner from Drift Day. Shit. But what else is going on? Let's see.
Yeah, whole bunch of crazy shit. Not really.
Yeah, not really, but I mean, I'm excited for the draft. It's always fun. You never know what you're getting into. It's always a fucking crapshoot,
Are
dude.
you guys going to the draft party again, or are you gonna stay home? What are you doing?
No, we're going.
Yeah,
We'll be there.
reporting
Fucking
live.
paying $30 for a beer.
Just like it's a
Fucking
game.
ridiculous.
Screaming like it's a game.
Yeah, we're like $30 for a beer. What
When-
is fucking highway robbery? Like,
when like the Cowboys or the Commanders go on the clock, you're gonna be screaming like it's third down.
yeah.
I didn't even think about that. This is like fun. Like what you said earlier, with it being like 32. Like, oh my goodness,
Yeah.
we usually been able to do like get
Look,
early and leave, and then hear AJ Brown get picked. The truck was.
Yeah,
look,
that
we
was
got to
awesome.
enjoy that 30-second
Yeah.
pick.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if we're gonna be there the entire time, dude. We work the next day.
Yeah.
We'll go hang out, do our usual thing, and maybe see the new Super Bowl trophy. And
Yeah, I'm thinking, am I gonna
Stay
even
true.
be able to
Keep
watch
happening.
the draft that long? Oh my god.
oh wow, man!
Yeah, that's gonna be like
They're
what
not gonna pick
around
even if they
11.
stay at 32, it's gonna be like fucking midnight.
Yeah.
Almost by the
Yeah.
time they pick,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
So
it's a beautiful hat.
I like it.
Turn to the side
Okay.
again. Turn to the side again so I can see. Oh yeah, look at that Super Bowl logo. Champions.
Yeah, it was a good time from what I remember. It really was.
We still go. I still got some of the pictures going on the slideshow when we go live for the intro before we actually go live. I can't take them
And
down.
that's okay.
I can't take
That's
them
fine.
down.
I still gotta send you guys more that I got.
You should.
Honestly, I just random shit. Just fucking.
You should do like a little flashback Friday or throwback Thursday post and just post up some pictures. Some of the
I know. I want to.
some safe for work ones.
Yeah, I had like official like posts like about being in the Super Bowl, but yeah, it's fucking so wild, man. But yeah, sorry I missed the whole fucking show here with Sean's spouting off, but I was fucking exhausted, man. Really
Yeah.
was. But
What
I bet.
happens?
yeah, all good. But
Yeah, DIY
I
level.
mean,
I'm about to put
we were
together a
just-
fucking
it wasn't
closet.
too much, man. It was-
What do you say, Dan?
yeah,
No, I was just saying, it's like we were like when you came on, we were just pretty much, at least me, was just like listening to Sean, because this year, like, when we first came on, I was like, I didn't really look too much into it this year. It's like
Yeah, I haven't looked
Yeah,
into
the-
shit.
the 32 pick. It was kind of like the names are up there on who they should get, on who
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, so we just let Sean break it down, but there's
Yeah.
some good names out there. Looking forward to it. I was still looking forward to it because it's more. I was saying it was more of like we can, instead of drafting to try to build around everybody. Now it's just like let's draft and let's run it back kind of deal with it. So that was my kind of like how to approach the draft is like we can make this thing another 1 or 2 years like, and don't make it where we need to go like another 5 or 6, something like that.
Yes. I mean, I know it's always like the best player available and all, but like
Yeah.
you gotta go. You have to go defense with your first round pick. You have to.
Yeah, I'm
You
pretty sure.
lost too many. You lost.
I
too
like
many
I like
guys.
Sean's order. I do. I think I'm on board with Sean's order.
Tackle then edge. Yeah.
Well, then
Yeah, I don't hate that either. I mean, I think it's gonna be edge first, but yeah, I don't hate the order either. It's
I mean
it is
the
what it
edge.
is.
I mean you might be able to swap the tackle and the edge. I
Yeah.
think we might. My only concern too is Blankenship. What is he on a 1 year? And then you got what, Sidney Brown? That's probably,
Yeah, I don't know about him, man.
we don't know. It's like that kind of thing. So it's kind of tough on who's going to be there. That's when we got to start kind of like working our magic on who we should pick and the best available. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
um,
no doubt. It's it's defense for me.
yeah,
I mean, have as much as you've lost, but you didn't lose anybody on offense. You lost nobody. You lost your guard, and you lost your backup running back and your backup quarterback.
About to lose a tight
That's
end though. About to.
about to lose.
You never know, man. You never know.
I definitely,
It's-
your question, Brandon, the way you framed it was perfect for me. Understanding, like, yes, we definitely don't want to lose Goddard this year without having somebody under him, because Goddard came under Ertz, Ertz came under Selleck,
Yeah.
came, like. I feel like we can't. I don't know. Well, everything is different though. Everything is different. So I'm sure it could work out. It could work out, but I don't know.
I'm sure it will. I mean, Howie's always got something up his sleeve
Yeah.
with something.
Yeah,
But, a lot of rumors about trades and everything like that. But it's like
Could be a
I
smoke
can
show
kind
too.
of put it in I kind of what's that?
I said it could be a smoke show too. Just to,
yeah,
Howie
yeah,
could be zigging
yeah.
while everyone else is or everyone else is zigging while Howie's zagging. Something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. But if I kind of think of it like this with your offense, it's like I think it's safe to say that at least your quarterback, your running back, and your two starting wide receivers are all almost, if not in the elite category. Like,
Yeah.
people would fucking give their left nut for in the NFL. Like, does Goddard go into that? Like to me, like AJ, Devontae, Saquon, and Hurts are not expendable at all.
Yeah.
Does Goddard fall into that same category or not? It's
Pretty
more
much
than for me.
because of his injury status, it takes him out of that. I think. Yeah. But if he didn't have the injury status, he would unequivocally be in that elite status. I think just the way
Yeah.
he plays, the way he blocks, the way he fucking yards after catch, the way he catches, everything. His game is absolutely elite, but his availability is not.
Yeah, best ability is availability, right?
Yep.
So it's I don't know, it's going to be tough to see him go, but if they have the right backup plan there, then I'm okay with it. Like
Yeah.
you said, like they with
Yeah, the
with
backup
Ertz
plan
and
can't
stuff,
be what the
how
current
they
backup
direct
plan
it.
is. Yeah.
Yeah, as long as they have that, like it's okay. Because having a good like all around tight end is a huge vital piece of your offense.
Oh yeah.
If you got a guy that can essentially, I mean, obviously block. Tight ends aren't what they used to be back in the day. Like tight ends are fucking glorified fat wide receivers now. That's really what they are. They're just glorified slot receivers, and you have to have it for that side in your back pocket, but you also have to have it for the blocking scheme for your open up your wide receivers and your running back and your mobile quarterback. So
Mm-hmm.
as long as they have something in place, it's going to be tough to see him go. But as long as it's something sufficient enough to be like, okay, like I get it, because the Eagles have let go of a few players, historically before the ending of their prime. I mean, prime example is Brian Dawkins. Like, yeah, he's pushing it. We're going to get rid of him. Then they traded him to fucking
Denver.
and you had 2 Pro Bowl seasons. So
I was at that first Pro Bowl. That was the only Pro Bowl that happened in Miami. And
Really?
I actually, that was when I was living in Miami. I attended that Pro Bowl, and Brian Dawkins picked off McNabb. I was cheering my ass off. I was like, yeah, B-Dog! I was sitting right behind Chad Ochocinco's mom. It was
no, but
it was an awesome time, man. It was a crazy time. But yeah,
That's awesome.
B-Dog in a Broncos uniform was just like still wild to me at that time. But yeah,
oh yeah,
he picked off McNabb. That was worth it. It was so worth it.
McNabb's like, hey, you don't play for my team anymore.
Yeah.
You,
Yep.
you
Trying to hoodwink me?
you rascal. It wasn't for you. He's probably laughing his ass off.
Oh yeah, none of them gave a fuck. It's a party that game.
Yeah.
You know whose name that we didn't bring up, I don't think, through the whole cast was Trey Burton.
Trey Burton. Oh man, love that guy. I met him. I met him on an airplane. I told you guys that story.
Yeah. That's wild. Yeah, I totally forgot that Mr. fucking the guy that threw the football in Philly
Yeah,
special. Jeez.
yeah. I mean, I guess he, you
Yeah,
know,
no, he got paid, dude.
yeah,
He went to Chicago. Hey,
absolutely. I mean, you know, he was under Ertz, so like he wasn't really ever the starter. He was never tight end one. So, but yeah,
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 I mean, yeah, you can't just not name him. Absolutely, he's minted in Eagles history for that one play alone. But he was a great tight end. He was a great backup tight
yeah.
end.
That's why they drafted Goddard because he went and got paid by Chicago.
Yeah,
hmm
that's right. That's right.
Damn.
and they got I mean, blah blah blah. All like recent stuff, it's been like second rounders too. This one's going to be a little tricky because it's like Brent Selleck. We got, I guess at the time, I guess you can look probably at the roster. Brent Selleck was what, a fifth, sixth rounder. While if you have all these other tight ends, all were second round. Zach Ertz, Goddard.
Goddard, yeah.
I think L.J. Smith was a second rounder too.
I
I
think
could
he
be wrong.
wanted to.
So that's kind of like interesting too to see. Like,
I think Selleck was like the end of that era of tight ends that are actually like lineman tight ends. You know, like big dudes that are
Yeah.
gonna block your fucking face off,
Yeah.
and they'll catch some.
Selleck's definitely a blockhead.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
you're true, man.
Different era,
Really-
totally different
Yeah.
era now.
They're big old blockheads.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a cinder blockhead, dude.
yeah, he was a beast, man. He was a freaking beast. I love Selleck.
Me too, man. It's him and Chad Lewis. Chad Lewis was like, because it was just like the years of our time, and I
Yeah.
still say it to this day, and I said this time and time on here. It's like, man, if he, I wish he didn't break his foot
Yep.
in the Atlanta game, man. It's just a shame. I love Chad Lewis, man. He was just at the time, it was just like,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I gotta say, I mean, they're vital, man. And it's like,
Yeah.
you don't know you're
who
missing
knows
a
how,
thing.
even though they only lost by a field goal, it's like what the impact he would have had on the Super Bowl. I would have loved to have seen.
Yeah.
It
This is
sucks.
McNabb's favorite target.
Yeah.
Yeah, other than the other team.
Or the dirt.
Or the dirt.
Throw up.
And throw up. He threw up and spiked the ball in the throw up and then threw it. Whoa, took some spiked the ball. Fuck it. Oh well.
Yeah. What can we do, right?
Yeah, no.
Number 5 will always love you.
That's a whole nother. I can dedicate an episode to that, dude. Honestly,
Yeah.
so much greatness, so much
Yeah.
frustration, and
Yeah.
Very
So many
polar,
stories.
Very big, huge polar
Yeah.
figure of Eagles history for sure.
yeah. But oh well. But anyway, I guess it's 11:30. I missed fucking basically all the show. I'm really sorry.
You should go.
but
You should go finish your patio, dude. Right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm
No,
gonna have a beer and go back. I'm gonna have a beer
you
and
can
go
bring
back
out
to
a
bed.
notebook and just do an hour take like Sean, right?
Yeah.
And we'll take this to 12:30.
Fucking madman. He loves it though, dude. He loves
Yeah.
it.
Oh yeah.
All good. But
Yeah,
all right,
man.
I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go to sleep. But we will
Me too.
talk to you guys soon. Great job with the posts and everything, by the way, lately, guys. You're killing it on the social media front.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know who's been doing that, but great fucking job.
Lots of views, lots of likes, lots of shares, lots of comments, all that stuff.
Sean
Yeah,
and
it's
Brendan's
awesome.
killing it. You two holding it
Yeah. It's,
down. I
yeah.
haven't touched it.
I keep getting all these notifications. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, wow, dude.
Somebody
So,
commented.
ideas,
Somebody
just
commented.
tell me
Somebody
your thoughts.
commented.
Yeah.
What do you say, Brent?
Any ideas or anything ever? Just throw them like in the chat or just whatever you think
Yeah.
of. Just put it up. Like no thing of bad content. Just
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Hell yeah.
But maybe we'll have our stickers in and we can hand them out to people. At the
Oh yeah.
door.
Sean said that was part of the show. He said they'll be here in a few days, 3 days from now.
Nice. Cool. But all right, boys. Well,
All right,
sorry
guys.
I'm late, but I'll
Good
talk to
seeing you.
y'all soon.
Yeah.
Bye,
Yeah.
boys. Later.
All right. We'll see you.
Yeah.
We got some unfinished business to handle.
You already know how we want it. You already know how we want it.
We're gonna enjoy this. This is special. We've done a lot of specials like we talked about, but one more step, right? One more step.
Playoff football, baby. Yeah. Guys dream about this. Yeah. We don't choose the schedule. We don't choose the time, the place. We don't choose the opponent.
Hey, yo, it's Super Bowl or bust.
I do.
Either you with us or you not.
From the first snap to the
205,
last whistle.
stand up.
Talk 'em out
Philly.
and make him remember your name. Let's go.
You know you haters never thought that you would see us in another one. We about to go the distance like Jalen pitching and Saquon runs. Heavy, we already down setting, let your defense come. And they gon' hit a brick wall and crumble into pieces, cause war in the trenches by strength and inches, you getting none. Tell them about that O-line boss, piece to the Eagles front. Nothing can save you when you subject to an Eagles hunt. Got it over the middle, getting just what the people want. First down and move the chains, hurt the Brown through the fade. Eagles touch it down, cut to the crowd, going too insane. The pride and passion, how we feel about this Eagles team. And you can say whatever, if you doubt us, use a brazen lane. Nobody like us, we don't care, and that's the crazy thing. Love makes the grass grow, we live and die by this crazy game. You lose when Kenny gains, well covered Devonta claims. 50-50 ball, he gon' take it and all you get is frame. Posterized, you guys, Saquon juking is speeding through. Reverse hurdle, Quadzilla hurt him for yards, they feelings too. Jake already know at some point we gonna be needing you. Things happen, let's move forward, we still believe in you. Kellen, we gotta kill him, show him how high the Eagles flew. Sirianni keeping them focused, that's what great leaders do. The city wants y'all to win because you deserve and need it too. Hella high water, go birds and go make your dreams come true. One more step, Saquon take him to ground in Pound Town. One more yard, Jalen make him reset the downs now. One more throw to Devonta Green or A.J. Brown. One more win, and we taking away the game's crown. One more sack, Sweaty give him a taste of cold ground. One more hit, Brandon take it away, it's ours now. One more pick, CJ break it and be in zone bound. One more win, and we get the parade in our They say the defense wins championships, that's what the chatter be. Well, the Eagles got one hell of a unit equipped for battling. Vic Fangio is the mastermind of the savagery. Young talent mixed with hard-nosed old school mentality. Mayhem and destruction, the Warriors earn the Valerie. Brandon Graham strips like of Jalen Carter's brutality. You want none with the Teflon Bond, king of the tackling. If Nolan gets penetration, quarterbacks is the casualty. Listen, I'm not about to give a rambling speech, but we gon' have to put these Eagles to Commanders and Chiefs. We the true beasts of the East, we're here to hunt and to eat. If you try to get in our way, you become a part of the feast. Compete, you shall not pass on big play slay. That reception turned interception, thanks CJGJ. Defended plenty of receivers, bet a lot of them say that they hated accommodations at Guantanamo Bay. Don't forget the vanilla thrillers in the secondary. Put the Gene hit me like what he did to Derrick Henry. Like his shit, he know the script, keep opposition at bay. Milton Davis shoved through the anchors, move him out of the way. Hit him hard, protect the ball and let the violence display. The locker room is the safe place where the option to stay. Hell yeah, we're Eagles fans, that's what we're proudest to say. With that Philadelphia fire when you got it Sunday. One more step, Saquon take him to ground in Pound Town. One more yard, Jalen make him reset the downs now. One more throw to Devonta Green or A.J. Brown. One more win, and we taking away the game's crown. One more sack, Sweaty give him a taste of cold ground. One more hit, Brandon take it away, it's ours now. One more pick, CJ break it and be in zone bound. One more win, and we get the parade in our town. Yeah. Let's go Birds. Stand up, we got this.
So that's what y'all want to see, huh?
We got some unfinished business to handle.
You already know how we want it. You already know how we want it.
We're gonna enjoy this. This is special. We've done a lot of specials like we talked about, but one more step, right? One more step.
Playoff football, baby. Yeah. Guys dream about this. Yeah. We don't choose the schedule. We don't choose the time, the place. We don't choose the opponent.
Hey, yo, it's Super Bowl or bust.
I do.
Either you with us or you not.
From the first snap to the
205,
last whistle.
stand up.
Talk 'em out
Philly.
and make him remember your name. Let's go.
You know you haters never thought that you would see us in another one. We about to go the distance like Jalen pitching and Saquon runs. Heavy, we already down setting, let your defense come. And they gon' hit a brick wall and crumble into pieces, cause war in the trenches by strength and inches, you getting none. Tell them about that O-line boss, piece to the Eagles front. Nothing can save you when you subject to an Eagles hunt. Got it over the middle, getting just what the people want. First down and move the chains, hurt the Brown through the fade. Eagles touch it down, cut to the crowd, going too insane. The crowd and passion how we feel about this Eagles team. And you can say whatever if you doubt us, use a brazen lane. Nobody like us, we don't care, and that's the crazy thing. Love makes the grass grow, we live and die by this crazy game. You lose when Kenny gains, well covered Devonta claims. 50-50 ball, he gon' take it and all you get is frame. Posterage, you got Saquon juking and speeding through. Reverse hurdle, Godzilla hurt him for yards, they feelings too. Jake already know at some point we gonna be needing you. Things happen, let's move forward, we still believe in you. Kellen, we gotta kill him, show him how high the Eagles flew. Sirianni keeping them focused, that's what great leaders do. The city wants y'all to win because you deserve and need it too. Hella high water, go birds and go make your dreams come true. One more step, Saquon take him to ground and pound town. One more yard, Jalen make him reset the downs now. One more throw to Devonta Green or A.J. Brown. One more win, and we taking away the game's crown. One more sack, Sweaty give him a taste of cold ground. One more hit, Brandon take it away, it's ours now. One more pick, CJ breaking and being zone bound. One more win, and we get the parade in our town. They say the defense wins championships, that's what the chatter be. Well, the Eagles got one hell of a unit equipped for battling. Vic Fangio is the mastermind of the savagery. Young talent mixed with hard-nosed old school mentality. Mayhem and destruction, the Warriors earn the Valerie. Brandon Graham strips like of Jalen Carter's brutality. You want none with the Teflon Bond, king of the tackling. If Nolan gets penetration, quarterbacks is the casualties. Listen, I'm not about to give a rambling speech, but we gon' have to put these Eagles to commanders and chiefs. We the true beasts of the East, we're here to hunt and to eat. If you try to get in our way, you become a part of the feast. Compete, you shall not pass on big play slay. That reception turned interception, thanks CJGJ. Defended plenty of receivers, bet a lot of them say that they hated accommodations at Guantanamo Bay. Don't forget the vanilla thrillers in the secondary. Put the gene hit me like what he did to Derrick Henry. Like his shit, he know the script, keep opposition at bay. Milton Davis shoved through the anchors, move him out of the way. Hit him hard, protect the ball and let the violence display. The locker room is the safe place where the option is stay. Hell yeah, we're Eagles fans, that's what we're proudest to say. With that Philadelphia fire when you got it Sunday. One more step, Saquon take him to ground and pound town. One more yard, Jalen make him reset the downs now. One more throw to Devonta Green or A.J. Brown. One more win, and we taking away the game's crown. One more sack, Sweaty give him a taste of cold ground. One more hit, Brandon take it away, it's ours now. One more pick, CJ breaking and being zone bound. One more win, and we get the parade in our town. Yeah. Let's go Birds. Stand up, you got this.
So that's what y'all want to see, huh?
We got some unfinished business to handle.
You already know how we want it. You already know how we want it.
We're gonna enjoy this. This is special. We've done a lot of special